welcome to the Superhero Rewind Commentary Project. It's me, Captain Logan, and joining me as always is my sidekick, Austin.
Hey.
And this time we've also got my son, Jason, who just insisted on being on the commentary for everyone's favorite movie of last year. Yes, we're cheating with this. It's Madam Web.
Well, we're looking into the future where it'll be eligible in 4 months.
Yes. I see. Wait. Does that mean we have to
it.
do it again, but the commentary will be slightly different? We're like, we'll catch our mistakes.
Yeah.
And then we'll be like, we're not going to do it that time, but we'll open a window with a dead bird that's not there all at the same time.
Yeah, I've seen into the
And
future, and we're going to
all.
review this twice.
Oh, no. Oh, no. So what happened was... Austin and I decided to pick recent movies, and Austin decided to pick a movie way too recent because he thought it was 2023, and so did I. Like, I didn't think to look this up. We both remembered it as 2023 somehow. And yes, of course, this is February of last year.
People.
I don't know what we were thinking.
I've spoken to multiple people, and I'm like, oh yeah, that came out in 2023, and they're like, yes.
Yeah,
well,
it's
it
true.
Was early.
So, like, I had no reason to question this.
It was. We're only 4 months out. It is close to 2 years.
Okay. Yeah.
And to be fair, on the old Rewind, like this is all, kind of minutia, because on the old scripted show, I never checked months. So like, if a movie was. If the date on it was 2 years after, I would count it. But I mean, there might be like. It might be months behind. You know what I mean? Like it could come
There's
out.
There's one that we've done that was like that. I can't remember what it was. There's a newer movie that we reviewed. It was maybe Doctor Strange.
It's like not 2 years old yet, but like it's 20. Like we did it in 2024 and it came out in 2022, but it was like really late 2022 and we're like real early 24. Like I would do with that in the old days.
Yeah. I think it was Doctor Strange that we did. There's one movie that we did that was like that, where it's like the month count. It's not 2 years, but the year count is.
Yeah. So anyway, we didn't do that on purpose, but we've accidentally cheated with this kind of thing before. It's all good. Tonight we're like I said, tackling just one of the biggest oddities in superhero movies, Madam Web. I called it in the description the most unlikely, one of, if not the most unlikely superhero movies ever made. Partly because who would have ever guessed a standalone spin-off movie for this character of all Spider-Man characters who most of the universe has never heard of, and even Spider-Man fans, like, this is a real minor peripheral kind of character. Never had her own book, that to my knowledge. I don't think ever even had really a mini-series. Like, has never had a story told about her all by herself. This is like if you made a Cagliostro movie without Spawn. And it's another one of those spin-offs like we have with Craven and Morbius and with Venom, where we don't have them in Spider-Man movies first, but we sort of treat them like spin-offs. Like, we never mention Spider-Man, but they can't exist without that character. And this is maybe the most egregious of them, because there's all of this spider iconography in it, and Peter Parker is sort of in it as a baby, though I don't think he's even
That's what I was about to say. I object. Peter Parker is, in fact, in this movie.
That's true.
So it is the closest to being a Spider-Man spin-off out of all of these movies.
And then it's also the one of, if not the most unlikely superhero movies ever made, in that I still don't believe that human beings put it together. Like, everything about this is as counterintuitive and just wrong as it could possibly be. Like, almost every single choice you go, I don't buy that a human being would make that choice, and I don't buy that human beings would say what most of the characters are saying in this movie. I still think it's possible that it was at least plotted by AI, if not fully scripted that way.
Which I refute, because I don't think, like, only human hands can craft something like this. It's also important to note that this kind of spawns out of Silver and Black. Like, they basically have the exact same ending. So, like, somehow from that we get to this.
It's so wild.
I don't know how.
Well, and I'm sure there must have been talks while they were making this that maybe this should just be a Spider-Woman or Spider-Women movie. Because from what I read, it seemed like this starts as a Madame Web movie, and then somewhere along the line they go, let's put other Spider-Women in it. Probably just to pad it out. It's like, how do you even tell an origin story that's just Madame Web? How do you make this 2 hours, even an hour and a half, without doing that? And I'm a little surprised that at no point did they decide to change. I mean, you would probably like mix up the structure of it some if you did this, but I'm surprised at no point did they decide to change the title and make it more clear, like the Marvels or something, and like make it like sell it as a team, chick movie.
Yeah, one like I said, like that's what they were setting up, which is what Silver and Black was.
Right.
They probably wouldn't want to change it to like Spider Woman or something, just because Olivia Wilde was still making her Spider Woman movie at that point.
I didn't
so
know
it's
that.
probably like, that's yeah, because that was rumored for a long time to be a co-production between the MCU and Sony, and there's been nothing said about it since. So that's pretty much dead.
Joe says Silver Sable was going to kill someone with coke.
Hopefully.
Is that what the ending of Silver and Black would have been?
No, it was them putting together the female superhero Spider Women team.
It is real rare to see your villain killed by product placement.
Yeah.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. We'll get there.
One of the best endings of any superhero movie. Honestly, like, this movie has the best everything of any superhero
Jason,
movie.
tell us why you wanted to be on this one.
'Cause it's awesome. So, I watched this in the theater and was so baffled that, like, it's one of those so bad it's good movies, but I feel like it even, like, transcends that, because I don't know how any of this even happened. Like, I don't understand it. I don't understand the plot. I don't understand the writing at all. Nothing anyone says makes any sense. And I don't know how someone wrote that. And I don't know how any of these people came together. Like, it's insane. And it's like the most baffling ending. And I think I was on the spoiler cast for it. And I don't know. I wanted to talk about it, and I wanted to see it again because I thought it was really funny in the theater. But
did it hold up comedy wise?
yes.
I mean, like, was it still funny?
No, it's even better on a second watch.
I saw a review from when it came out. I didn't read it. I just saw the title that called this the comedy event of the year, which I thought was pretty great.
No, and I hate all of the other Sony spin-offs. Like, when Venom came out, people were like, oh, like, there's some stuff in it that's funny bad. No, that movie's just boring. Morbius, the joke was more funny, like, around the movie as opposed to the movie itself. Yeah. This is the only one that, like, actually nails in the actually, like, funny bad.
Yeah, there's some amusing weirdness in Morbius, but I was, like, even as just like a big budget B movie that like doesn't really work, that's kind of like that could have been a cult classic, like some people are already feeling like this will be. I was really let down by that ending. Like, it just doesn't.
It's just Dracula Untold too.
Just doesn't do anything.
It's just bland. Yeah.
I also
then Jared Leto sucks.
This movie has a very specific feel to it that reminds me of like mid 2000s Marvel, early 2000s Marvel.
Oh, of course.
But like 10 times worse, but also 10 times better at the same time. It's really hard to explain this movie. Like, it's one of those where you just have to watch it.
Well, I think we'll go ahead and start it here in a second. I think it's kismet that they changed it in the middle of production to take place in 2003 instead of the mid 90s, because it feels like a movie stuck in that period. Like, I don't know how this was made in the early 2020s. Like, it doesn't know anything came out after like Ghost Rider. And
I'm actually going to disagree with you. I had this watching it again today. It feels to me like a mid to late 90s film that is somehow a 2000s period piece, and that doesn't make any sense. But this reminded me of watching something like a End of Days or something, where it's
I've
like,
never seen that.
uh, yeah, it's an Arnold movie, but it's also like a Terminator knockoff. But it reminded me of stuff like that, where I'm like, this feels like so before when it's even set. Like it's such a weird amalgam of things. Like I don't even know
I don't have
how to
that, but it's
classify it.
still like I know this is popular to say with these. I think all of the Sony Venom or villain movies, and like we wrote this in, even though it's not really a villain movie, and they claim it's a different continuity. It doesn't really make a difference. And we'll talk about the continuity thing because that's also super wonky. But anyway, this they all to varying degrees have that. I think. This one, the big thing for me is, its attitude is, superhero movies are like brand new and will break in all this ground. Like it thinks it's doing all this stuff that's never been done before, and it's like, look at us, we're a female superhero movie, and we're doing all this real modern camera trickery. The camera constantly spinning
It's my favorite.
is real mid 2000s to me, except we do it 150 times.
This
Oh, okay,
feels
yeah.
like, and this was the director's.
Like Mark Steven Johnson loved that shot. He did it in Daredevil. I think Ghost Rider might have it. Like some of the Marvel mid 2000s stuff did some of the camera stuff.
And this was this director's first time directing anything, or a feature
movie.
film.
She's a TV director, and that's obvious.
And it feels like it's everyone's first day on the job. Like it
Well,
does.
anyway, now we're just reviewing it. Let's go ahead and get into the thing. Get ready to press play when I say now. Get it to timestamp 0. I'm sure you all have it on disc. Make sure to get it past the menus if you do. And otherwise, Austin, where is the streaming right now?
So I was going to bring this up.
Yeah.
So I went to Crave because
I have it on the glorious Steelbook.
So it wasn't on Crave. I was like, what the hell? It's been on Crave for like the longest time. It's on Netflix now. It is the #2 movie on trending right now on Netflix.
Wait, what?
People are, people are either hate watching it or they think it's hilarious, and they're showing it to all their friends. Like, this could be for, like, kids suddenly finding it. I mean, I know it's only, like a year and a half old, but, like, if you missed it, or even, like, down the road, this could be some people's, like, Captain Invincible or something. Because you're going to have a bunch of people that never bothered with this, and 10, 15 years from now, you'll find people that don't even know this exists, probably. And it'll be like this relic,
that's
and
what
people will uncover it and be like, have you ever seen this thing? Do you know there was a Spider-Man spinoff that had nothing to do with Spider-Man, but there's spiders, there's spider people all over it? It's called Madam Web.
I genuinely don't remember why I watched this movie. Because I refuse to watch. Like, I haven't seen Venom 3. I haven't seen Craven.
Don't.
I refuse. Like, these movies suck. For whatever reason, I watched this. Like, I don't know, maybe like a couple months ago, and I was like, oh my god, this is it's Howard the Duck. Like, it's. I don't think it's as good as Howard the Duck, but I'm like, I never thought we would recapture that feeling again, and we never will now.
Well, Jason, actually, somebody asked if you thought this or Howard the Duck was better.
Well,
Angel Castaneda asked that.
I can't compare this to anything.
We'll get into it in just a second, guys.
I feel like it's such a very specific kind of thing. I don't know.
I do see, watching it again, I get why Austin is comparing it to Howard the Duck. I think the middle sags more than that movie, and it's kind of duller than Howard the Duck overall. I don't know which I would call the better movie.
Like
probably Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck is a better movie, but I would.
Probably. I'm not as entertained by this. I am more confused by it. I'm
this
thoroughly
is the most
entertained by
entertaining movie
both.
ever.
Joe,
Strike that, flip and reverse it for Howard the Duck, but this is thoroughly entertaining for me.
Joe couldn't believe I bought the Steelbook, and I don't have the thing to the same degree that these guys do. Where I think it's like one of the great bad movies. It's it's really strange and it's very funny, and there's a lot of things that we will enjoy talking about with it. But this was actually not when I went to Amazon, because I didn't have a copy of this. And I used these as an opportunity to get these in my collection. And it doesn't matter if I like it or not; it goes back here. And the Steelbook was just not that much more expensive than the 4K, so or even the Blu-ray. So I guess there were a lot of these laying around that nobody wanted. So I was like, yeah, I'll just go ahead and buy that. So, and it's a nice looking Steelbook. I mean, it's a stupid movie, but it's a nice.
No, I
Steelbook.
almost bought that too. I almost bought that 2 days ago, and I was like, then I'll have it as well. And I had a whole thing planned. I was like, so the only Marvel film I own on 4K is Punisher Warzone. So I was gonna be like, now these are the 2 Marvel 4Ks I own. But it was like $60, and I was like, I don't know if I want to pay $60 for that right now.
Oh no, I got mine for 28.
Yeah,
25?
yeah, it was like 60 for the Steelbook, 50 for the regular movie, and I was like, yeah, I'm not paying that right now. I'll wait till it comes down.
Okay, are you ready to watch it? Sorry for the long preamble, everybody. Let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go. Everybody, please press play right now. And as always, if you're watching live right now, interact with us in the comments. We'll try to chat with you as much as we can. And we'll guarantee to chat about whatever aspect of this you want us to with a super chat. But we got plenty of time here. How is this movie 2 hours?
Because it's art. So the best thing about this film at the time was the press tour.
At the time.
Which,
it's like a year and a half ago.
Which I hadn't seen it, so just at the time.
I know, but I just love how this being a rewind commentary, we have to try to talk about this in historical context, like it's been a long time. It's great.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so the press tour for this was absolutely fantastic. Because Dakota Johnson clearly did not care and wanted nothing to do with this. And then part of what's enjoyable about it, finally watching the film, is she has completely all of that energy in the movie. And that's the big thing for me that carries it over a Venom or a Morbius, where it's like, I have somebody that I can latch on to that is like, this sucks, I don't want to be here. Like, I've seen the movie Roar with her actual mom, where she gets actually literally partly scalped by a lion, and I guarantee Dakota Johnson felt worse about being in this than her mom did being in that.
I felt like I already knew the insanity we were in for from the first couple of frames when I saw this in the theater. Immediately it just feels something's really off about this movie. And it feels bizarre. Some of it is Ezekiel's...
Already you can tell with ADR, man.
That's what I was going to say. Some of it is Ezekiel's voice, and I looked at a lot of the special features on the disc. There's surprisingly quite a few short features, and the ADR thing with Ezekiel is hilarious, and I don't understand why so much of his dialogue is changed after the fact and overlaid on top of some different performance he's doing. It's some of the time, it's not all of the time, but also in the theater, I thought he sounded like somebody else was dubbing over him, like it wasn't actually this actor. And then I watched the special features, or if it was this actor, he was putting on some weird voice and going really low in his register. And then I watched the special features. That's just what this guy talks like. He just sounds like this in interviews.
But instantly, the first line of dialogue is him walking over and giving her an umbrella, and his mouth is not moving, and he's talking. I don't know if it's the exact first line. I think she might say something first, but it's one of the very first lines of dialogue in this film.
It's great that they open with it.
Bad ADR.
But look, they're gonna subvert all
so you
of
just
our
immediately know this is ADR, man.
We're about to be so shocked when this guy turns out to be the bad guy.
Yeah, ADR man.
And kills her.
Yeah, he's my favorite character.
Everyone in this movie has the most surface possible level motivation, which is why I can't believe it was somehow padded to 2 hours. We have 5 scenes that are the same scene with Ezekiel reminding us that he's having these dreams where these 3 girls kill him in the future, and that's all he's trying to do is kill them and stop that from happening. And like, there's nothing deeper about it. We don't know what else he'd like to do after that happens. Like, nothing. He already got the spider.
He's got nothing left to do.
That's the big thing he's after at the start of this. Well, you know, Austin, it's got that over Iron Man 2. Like, at least you don't have a villain that gets what he wants after the first act, and then you don't know why he's still going. Like at least his motivation carries him through the whole movie, even if it's the most surface thing possible.
But you know what Whiplash has over 80 Iron Man?
This camera.
His voice comes from his mouth.
That's okay. You're right. He's got that. Wow.
You are right.
Austin, if it's like there will be blood in the water.
That'd be beautiful.
So, one of the things that makes me laugh the most about this opening scene, and there are a few things, is she comes. I don't know what it is about the initial shot with her being like 8.5 months pregnant. That's really funny to me. Like, a lot of the things that they play is real dramatic, like, you can't believe this is happening, we're supposed to take really seriously. I think it's just the way it's shot, makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Where I'm not buying it at all. And, there's kind of a... That's a place where I'm with you, Austin, where there's like... where there's kind of a charm to that. But anyway, are you going to count all of them? He's going to count every time the camera spins around.
Hell yeah.
So what I was going to say is...
It's spinning like a web.
It cracks me up. Oh, is that why it does that? I never thought of that.
She does get bitten.
Yeah, no, I got that later. Somehow I missed that was that. I was very distracted by things like the thing I'm about to mention, which is... she comes in and she makes a big deal out of how people have been looking for the spider forever. It's very reclusive. It's hard to find. It's hard to get your hands on. And then off screen, she nabs one and just walks into frame and says, I got it! I got the spider, you guys! It's so good.
You're not gonna get this, but the audience might. I could not believe in this opening sequence that Spider-Man, who looks like the tribal Garfield from the finale of Lasagna Cat, rocks up and is like, I'm gonna deliver your baby. It is so weird and baffling.
Well, and of course...
And, like, they've got, like, sticks around him to make the webs of the suit, and he's got the eyes.
Well, so that's what I was going to say is this has prequelitis to the max and feels like... very much like CW's Madam Web. You know, like, I can't even believe that there is a movie where I can say that out loud. But as we go, I'll go through some ways in which this is just a prequel reimagining superhero show like a Smallville or something. But it's a movie. But it watches everything about it watches like a pilot for a TV show. Like, all of the setup feels like it should be setting up an episodic series. And one of those things
to me is like if you made Batwoman a movie. Where like it's that kind of a show.
Yeah, Batwoman why? Because you don't actually have Spider-Man, but we're just doing like an offshoot of that character that's like a female offshoot.
Then specifically there's just like an energy about it. Like the other CW shows I just think are boring. But Batwoman's also baffling in the same way that this is baffling, where there's like a through line that kind of connects it to me. Like in that way, it's Batwoman, but like I do have that kind of feeling towards it.
But anyway, what I was trying to say, because I'm talking specifically about shows. You're right tonally, but shows that like a Smallville, like a Gotham, that are the thing before the thing. So it has to get all the Spider-Man iconography out before you ever have Spider-Man. So Peter Parker is allowed to come up with literally nothing if he becomes Spider-Man in this universe. You already have the look. You already have a lot of people who have been bitten by spiders. You have this whole lore that predates him. And yeah, once GMS comes onto the comics, and that's where some of they're loosely grabbing some of this stuff, is from the Moreland stuff. And by the way, GMS even like looked at the trailers for this and was like, "Oh, you're cribbing from some of my stuff," and they've the people that made this have talked about that. But anyway, so like in comics, retroactively, we'll say there's a bunch of Spider Totem stuff that predates Spider-Man and all of that. But it's bizarre to start with it, and it's also bizarre that you would make an origin movie for a character that is supposed to be real mysterious and in the background, and you never really understand where she comes from, and like even why she is blind, and her legs don't work and everything. Jason, it's like if you made a Guinan movie.
Yeah.
Apart from anything else in Star Trek.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a weird choice. Like I said earlier, like Cagliostro or something.
But, like, it has nothing to do with Guinan.
Well, the big thing, too, is this movie really wants to be Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
With Madame Web herself.
Yeah, well, the director did some Jessica Jones.
Oh. Well, there you go.
That's why. Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, instantly, like, she's, like, the sassy talking red leather jacket woman that's going around and is, like, mean to everybody, but she's going to do the right thing. Like, she's just Jessica Jones.
Well, one of the things this movie has in common with Howard the Duck is when you listen to everyone that was involved with it talk behind the scenes, they all sound in complete denial about what they made, particularly the director and the writer, who keep describing this with words that do not in any way feel like they're associated with this movie. Like, psychological thriller.
Yeah, I've never seen a more psychological film than this.
But yeah, S.J. Clarkson, and then I said the writer. I forget which one was in the special features talking, or saying what I was just talking about, because there were 4 of them. And, like, you can kind of tell.
No, because I guarantee this movie is made out of, like, the pieces of several other movies.
It is, and then what's hilarious is it already was likely a mess, despite what Clarkson and even Dakota Johnson have said about it retroactively. But Sony, apparently right before they started shooting, gutted like 20 pages out of it. And they were just stuck with the script that they had with apparently important connective tissue pieces missing, and they couldn't do anything about it. And then Sony didn't like the dailies, and they just said, F it, we'll just put it out the way it is. Like, I read that too. Like, apparently Sony saw there were all these problems with it and went, we're not going to fix any of them. And they just released it. And they put less money into advertising than they were going to, and there were products that they made that they were gonna put out that they ended up just throwing away.
God, everything about everything is like so frustrating.
Yeah, go ahead, Jason.
So why do all the girls have bald fathers? Like at least 2 of them. I don't think you see the other one.
I never thought of that.
Because it's a classic spider motif.
It's destiny. It's one of the things that
it's magic. You don't have to explain it.
Well, this movie is built on a larger series of contrivances than really anything else I've ever seen. And it's hilarious because it draws attention to that fact. Like, when the girls finally get together with Cassie, one of them says, "Oh, we've all met before. That seems like an odd coincidence. Like that can't possibly be coincidence." And then never any explanation after that, except I guess it's just destiny. Because she's connected with the web of life, and they're all gonna be Spider Women, and like we already know that's gonna happen in the future. And she's going to bring them together to fight the guy that is trying to kill them because they killed him in the future, but then that's what brings them together in the first place. So I guess the whole thing was supposed to be cyclical, but that doesn't explain why the girls all meet her or are somewhere near her before any of that starts to happen.
Yeah.
No, the explanation for that is given by ADR Man, where his henchwoman that's on the computer goes, something must be connecting them, and he goes, or something will connect them. It is just the web of time has connected all of these people, because we know that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. And so even I can't overthink this too much, Austin, because the answer ultimately is the web of life is these 4 hack writers.
Well, because, yeah, I mean, this is a movie that I think defies all analysis. Like, it's so just baffling.
Oh, man, here goes the best thing.
There are certainly pieces of it that if I wanted to, I could talk about how they could be effective in a more cohesive movie that's taking itself more seriously. Although, it's weird to say that because, again, you hear everybody... And I realized Dakota Johnson on the press tour was not having any of it at that point. But a year after this making the special features, she was at least putting on a good show of this was one of the best experiences the acting I've had in my life. And it's bizarre seeing her talking in that versus what that press tour was. And given that I'm with you, looks like she has a similar attitude in the movie that we're seeing, but she later on complains that the movie they made was not the movie we got. And knowing that Sony like cut stuff out of it even before they were able to film, and like what I'm saying is it is a really compromised movie, even though it was also probably already a mess. Like, I don't believe her that it was ever a good movie. I don't see how that's possible.
Well, you know how she got this role, right? Sony was, like, I don't know, maybe the director, like whoever, Sony, they were like, come star in this movie. And she was like, oh, I'm friends with Elizabeth Olsen. Like, I'll go ask her what it was like to be in Marvel. And she was like, did you have a good time being in Marvel? And she was like, yeah. Dakota Johnson was like, okay, I'll go be in Marvel. Because that's how Sony approached her. Like, hey, you get to be in Marvel. So it's like, she's also kind of tricked into being in this.
I remember hearing that then. I couldn't find any information today on like exactly that story, but I think that's probably true. And it's funny because when you look at her on the special features, it's weird that she's trying real hard to sell it then. And then once it comes out, she's like, never mind. Because in the special features, she's like, I forget what the end of the sentence is, but at one point she says, what I've always loved about Marvel and Sony superhero movies.
Well, I think at that point, you're probably still deep in the thick of things, and, like, you gotta sell it. So I'm sure there's, like, a bit of acting going on there.
Mm-hmm.
But by the press tour, it was like, she's already fired her manager, or agent, I mean...
I just want to go home and watch
done.
Idol.
But I will say that line. No one ever referred to that show like that, and it's funny because they're laying the 2000 stuff on the early 2000 stuff on really thick, and some of that's reshoots because when they started this, it was the 90s.
When I had to think about that line for a second, rewatching it today, I was like, did she mean American Idol? Why did she say it like that?
Why did she say it like that? Like Idol. See, this guy's sophisticated because he went to the opera.
He's sophisticated because he has a neat tie.
A neat tie.
And we don't know how he's poisoning her.
Oh, we didn't even bring this. So there's so many wonderfully embarrassing lines.
Well, that line's still coming up, I think.
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I thought it was in the opening.
Yeah. No, because you said that to me, and I was like, oh, she didn't say that. And then I got to it later. Yeah, it happens later.
I was mixing up scenes. Sorry about that.
That's easy to
No,
do.
that's all good.
They're all the same.
But yeah, you're gonna get
she
that.
shoots Cassandra's mom, and then later on poisons this woman.
Well, that makes more sense then, because I thought it happened in the opening scene before he could even have powers, and I'm like, how does he do that? Now I don't. So the we'll get to it in a little bit, but the line is, how are you poisoning me?
Not why are you poisoning me?
No, not what are you doing? Or like,
no, your line. your line should be, how are you doing this, or something like that, because I don't think you could even process
What?
I'm being poisoned right now. This is not what you should say.
But even if you know that, it wouldn't be how are you poisoning
How are you
me? It
yeah.
would be why are you poisoning me?
Well, no, I'll give him that, because isn't it just he's touching her, like he's not injecting her or anything, right?
No, he's got like I think he's got like a little injector thing that he
Oh, I thought it was the
puts
thing he did
into
with
her,
his
but
powers.
it's shot
that.
really awkwardly.
Yeah, that's the thing, is some of this is just hard to follow.
Yeah.
So they sell this movie. Have you
I
lost
could be
count
wrong.
yet?
I'm at 7.
Oh, there's been definitely more than 7. The scene
No, there
alone
have
has
been
that
5
many.
in just this scene.
You missed a couple
8.
earlier, because there was one that a couple that I was surprised you didn't count. So yeah, I
This is reshoot.
I didn't get until the special features that she was shooting energy webs. Like, I couldn't even tell those were supposed to be webs.
When does Julia Carpenter shoot webs? I'm not as familiar with her as Jessica Drew, but
yeah. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't remember.
he woke up in the same pose as Anakin when he has the dream that Padme is going to die.
I will say Julia's costume is the best of the 3 of them. They all look like they were bought from Party City, but like the actual design of it is okay. The material is goofy looking. But like, of the 3 of them, that's the most passable of the superhero suits, I think.
See, there's something off about hers. I think it's... I wish I was looking closer there, but I think it's like one of the spider legs like comes out of another spider leg where I'm like... I think that's one of the places where I was like, did AI make this? Like, what is this?
Some of it is that it's based on a suit I've always really liked, so it was kind
No,
of
and
cool
that is a great costume.
to get to see that in live action, I guess. This movie was sold really hard on the superhero costume stuff, and I think it was banking on it because it was like, nobody's going to expect us to actually have spider costume stuff in one of these. Because like Venom doesn't even have Spider-Man in it, and there's, Peter Parker's a baby in this, and we're not even supposed to know he's in it. And then,
well, those shots were in the marketing so hard, and then it's like that's all you get.
And then it turns out that it's all one scene that's just in the future and spread throughout the movie. So we do see those costumes a few times, but they're all in one scene. And then when you look at the special features, they all talk like they're in the costumes the whole movie. Like, they talk about it
I remember
like...
Sydney Sweeney talking about how she had to, like, fight to do...
And I'm like, not really, though.
I remember Sydney Sweeney talking about how, like, she, like, does the Spider-Man, like, come down, she's upside down, and how she, like, fought for that. And I'm like, that's one of the only shots where you're in the costume. You had to fight for this?
Oh, man.
How are you poisoning me?
Oh, man, it's a good thing that you don't know that today is going to be the day that you die.
Oh, he grabbed that thing from her. That's what I thought he was injecting her with. So yeah, no, he is just poisoning her with his power.
Yeah, so like, it does make sense to say, like, how are you doing that? Like, somebody grabs your wrist and you got that coming up your arm? Like,
that still wouldn't be the first question.
It's just the word poisoning is so weird to me.
How are you poisoning me?
I got a whole list of what I think are the best lines of this movie that I'll read at the end. We'll probably hit some of them as we go.
Best line of the whole movie?
I'll reiterate them. But the one that Jason just mentioned is on this list. It's a good idea. You had no idea today was the day you were going to die. The guy is Mojo Jojo and he doesn't know it. It's great. And through this whole scene,
that line should have been... That line should have been the tagline.
It's a good thing you had no idea.
I forget what it was, Austin. Maybe you'll remember because you follow media stuff better than I do, and like online meme stuff. But there was a line in... I'll go find it because it's mentioned on the wiki. There's a line in the trailer that became infamous that everybody made fun of this before it came out. Do you remember what it was?
It's the my mother was in the Amazon researching spiders before she died.
Yes, just before she died. And that's not in the movie. So everybody made fun of that so hard, and it probably affected the box office, that line by itself. And so they took it out of the movie, and there are like 14...
Sorry, what line?
there are like 14 lines that are funnier than that and like more ridiculous than that in this movie. Like it didn't help anything to take it out.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, and that line didn't even make the movie, but it was in the trailer and everybody thought it was really funny.
But that's what I'm saying. But that's what's funny about it to me is that they're like, "Oh God, everybody made fun of this. We better take it out of the movie." And I'm like, "You guys left all these other insane lines in that are way goofier than that." Like, all right.
Well, this is my favorite scene where she struggles to open a Pepsi, and it looks like Dakota Johnson has never seen a can before. She does it through this entire scene. She's just sitting there, literally just doing this.
She's sort of holding it weird.
Wait, he has a Pepsi.
Well, that's the thing is, there's Pepsi product placement through this whole thing to the point where you've got to have the sign at the end, which, oh, you've got a Pepsi. That's great.
Yeah. No, I'm also struggling to open this Pepsi.
and you've got, and like, it's the exact cans they have. They've not changed that can since this movie. That's how too recent this is. We shouldn't be doing a rewind commentary based on the look of that can. It is too recent.
No, that is genuinely, like, when I think of this movie, I think of her struggling to open the can for 3 minutes.
But no, Jason, the infamous line that we were trying to talk about that you missed us saying. Games. Did you catch that when you watched this again, Austin?
She still hasn't opened it.
But yeah, did you catch that? We didn't talk about it, but like the montage when she gets in her accident of all of the future things that will happen.
It's amazing.
One of them is games, and then you get to the scene and games.
Oh, games.
I will say, I sort of like that as an idea, like for a precognitive superhero, that they'll get a bunch of images and lines from the rest of the film that you've not seen yet, and then we'll kind of piece together the future as they go. But they all seem so goofy and random and arbitrary, and then it'd be nice if you had like a real honest to god detective story to go with all of that. So like the way I would do it is she sees all these images, and then you know these visions of the future, and then they're all clues that she can piece together to solve something. Like that's what you do with that. Like even if she's still seeing the future in the moment, sometimes it'd be cool if it was like, oh wait, I saw that in my in my vision, and instead that's all kind of just for the audience. Like she never even acknowledges that any of these things she's noticed before.
Mm-hmm.
From that initial set of visions, right?
Mm-hmm. No, because it's more just she goes through like Final Destination visions throughout the movie, and that's what we do.
Yeah, well, and of course they're all really contrived and easy. Where what she sees in the future, like before she can control her powers, is just either something inconvenient to make things awkward for her, or more often, just exactly what the plot needs her to see. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. Because Austin, at first, the way I thought they were playing it was this like really extreme, enhanced, like spider sense, where it's Peter Parker's spider sense, except she can see exactly what's going to happen instead of just vaguely danger, and it only happens with like negative things. But that's not true. There's like other like games, like there's just random things she sees. Like, doesn't it make a lot more sense if it's an enhanced spider sense?
Yeah, I mean, because it's also just supposed to be she can see the future, but we don't want to have her be able to control that, so it's like it just ends up being a crutch.
Well, it does, and then I should mention this: none of what she experiences in this remotely, maybe this goes without saying, organically serves as an origin for what Madam Web actually is. which is why the ending is amazing. Because when you get to that, all of that is just as contrived as it possibly could be. So, like, the precognition she's getting is not what Madame Web does. And then she has to go back to the Amazon to find a guy from the Spider Tribe that can get her closer to doing what Madame Web actually does. And then she has to have another accident at the end that gives her all of her physical ailments, and somehow that leads to her being able to constantly predict the future and control it perfectly. Even though I don't really know how one thing leads to the other, but she looks and acts sort of more like the Madame Web that I want to say we all know and love, but like three of us know about when you get to the end, which is another thing that is amazing about this movie, is that ending hinges completely, totally predicated on what this character is.
Mm-hmm. When it's like Agatha Harkness,
none of this actually leads to any of
old
that.
lady. Yeah. No, it's like Agatha Harkness, where we took just like a really old lady and cast somebody's wine aunt. We're like, yep.
Okay, so reach out and yank him out of this ambulance. Just yank him out.
No, she actually really didn't like that guy.
Now I'm just gonna walk away and
So,
he's gonna
like,
get killed. And then she's
When
gonna
does that happen?
and then she's gonna go home and she's gonna see an old version of Austin's favorite Christmas movie. A Christmas Carol.
Oh, that's one of my favorite lines in this movie is when the doctor's like, "You're fine. Go home and watch old movies." And it's like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah, we were,
Yeah,
we were
we were
talking
talking
about
about
that too. Like,
Why did you specify?
and she had this big smile on her face, like she knows it's Cassie's favorite thing. Watch old movies, and I'm like, why?
And we
Why
just cut to her
old movies?
watching A Christmas Carol in the middle of the summer, I assume, but also it's only there because it's like because it's only there because it's like the ghost of Christmas future, so you can have like the very obvious dialogue.
They couldn't
It's like,
think of any other movie reference that was called. They couldn't think of any other like characters that see the future, precognition, or even just
No.
like you go to the future. They couldn't think of nothing else. They couldn't go to Minority Report or something. I'm not saying that's the same thing, but like something.
well, when does Minority Report come out?
What is that? You know what? That might
not
be
sure.
just after
I-
03.
Well, I was gonna say, even if it's around, that's not an old movie; it's a new movie, so she can't do it by doctor's orders.
Well, yeah. That's true. No, it was 02. It was the year before that.
So she could have been, but it's
Although-
not an old movie.
Also, the way they ham up the tragedy there is hysterical. I don't know how anybody watches that scene and isn't laughing at the blood. Okay, Jason, talk about this.
This is the best scene in the entire movie because there are multiple shots where he's literally just mumbling and there's like ADR lines put over it, and I don't even know if he had a line there.
Before they get their powers.
that, and they pull up pictures, just like high def pictures
also-
of them from the flashback, and it's like, you described your dream.
Yeah, I
Also,
couldn't
it's
figure out,
2003.
Did they have technology that would that would yank it out of his head or something?
No, she did. She was able to do this off of him describing what they look like.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Also, it's
And
2003.
she was able to recreate their faces, but also the masks first, and then they had
And
to
then take the masks off. No, this is amazing. So, like,
It doesn't make
literally,
any sense.
again, all we get from this guy is, I came from the slums, and I've built up a business empire, and I got superpowers from a spider that I murdered a woman over so that it could bite me and give me powers, I guess. And I will not throw all of that away to be killed by superheroes. Like, that's it. That's this guy. That's all you get.
Also, they just throw him out the window and he hits the ground. Is that even like enough to kill him? He gets hit by a truck that like comes through like a wall and like runs him over. He's completely fine. It's just falling out a window, like I don't know, 6 stories up, enough to kill him.
That's a good point. And they also play the flash forward like they're he's really no match for them. So that would make them seem a great deal less heroic if they just murder him, right? Like it doesn't seem like they had to do that necessarily. Like they're supposed to be
He's also
these great
like
superheroes.
elderly.
Oh, that's true too.
He's also elderly. Like
I forgot. Right.
I don't know, man. You lived a decent life.
They put all the pepper in his hair.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that too, but also they just but the other spin you could put on it, Austin, is these 3 superpowered women that he's no match for just show up and murder an old man.
Oh no, I didn't even think about that. She got her eyes
These
checked,
classic superheroes.
and the doctor's like, "Oh, your eyesight's good." Oh my god,
You're right.
dude.
She needed to be like, well, hopefully my leg strength is still good too. I would hate to be crippled.
So, Austin, I feel like the big difference between this and Howard the Duck, and it's interesting that you keep comparing them, because I know how much you like Howard the Duck, is everything in that movie, like the way the actors are playing it with like one notable exception, I think, is really earnest. And you're saying that what's working about this as a more fun, ridiculous experience is that you've got a lead actor that is kind of doing the opposite of that. Whereas these other Sony villain movies, the people in them are kind of taking them too seriously. And so I wonder why that works in both directions for you.
So what it is for this is that the movie thinks it's so serious, and then she's playing it goofy. Like she's almost given like a Lethal Weapon performance, and the movie thinks it's this like deep, like philosophical thriller, like you said.
Okay, so
Or
why
not
is she still at the
philosophical,
window?
psychological.
So
I don't get it.
Yeah, I cannot
This
figure
scene makes no
out
sense.
when she's experiencing future things, what exactly is happening in the present.
Also, why is she watching this movie in the middle of the year?
Yeah, he said that.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, it's the summer. I would think.
No, that's great. Well, because she was told to watch old movies. Did Obadiah Stane give her that newspaper, Austin? She's got the puzzle.
Exactly. Yeah. See, Madam Web would be able to look into the future and know that Obadiah Stane betrayed her. So technically, she's a better hero than Iron Man.
But yeah, I don't understand how time works in this movie with her powers.
I don't think the people who made it know how time works either.
No, because like she would have to experience time faster, right? Because the problem is she's very often actually standing in the places where the future stuff happens, and then we cut back to her, and I can't tell if she's just been standing around the whole time, and how does that not ever affect what would happen later if she's just standing there? Like, how does she ever get hit by a car? What would happen if she was driving and this happened? Like, there's no thought given to any of that. Usually the way you do precognition is you flash to the future real fast, where you experience all of it in like a microsecond, or you do it in dreams. Kind of like we do with Ezekiel.
Well, that's why it's. I mean, in some place it breaks it, like that last one where she's like getting up and moving, and then it changes. But they do kind of play it like the Final Destination thing, where it's just it seems to just happen in a split second, but she's experienced it in real time, even though real time hasn't moved that fast.
Except for the places where they don't do that, because she walks over to the window and then thinks that she's in a thing that hasn't happened yet. That's so confusing.
That's what I'm saying. That scene broke that.
That breaks it.
But most of them play Final Destination-y.
Well, don't we kind of do the same thing when she goes to the guy to her friend that gets hit by the truck too, or by the bus?
This scene also has one of my favorite lines.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, I wasn't fully sure what was
No,
happening there.
I guess we do. Yeah.
Because she kind of goes through that whole thing, but it feels like she's standing in the same place. I don't know, I'm confused.
New York City is a whole new level of crazy.
Oh, so my favorite thing coming up here is there's a guy here in a little bit that's gonna ask her if he's on the right train, and I don't know how the hell she's
I hope
supposed
not.
to know.
He just gets up and leaves.
He doesn't say where he thinks. So there's one guy that says, is this the train to wherever? And then later, somebody goes, am I on the right train? And I'm like, how is anyone supposed to know that? Austin, how does a person write this script? How do 4 people write this script?
I don't know. But they did.
Well, there's no way one person would be able to come up with a masterpiece like this.
It's fascinating.
So because we're gonna start getting the 3 teens now, who of course all have dynamic personalities like the Ninja Turtles that make them a core group.
Well,
where you have like the
they're once
nerdy
again
one.
Powerpuff Girls.
You got the nerdy one, you got the like hardened one, and then you have Sydney Sweeney, the classic 3 dynamic. And she delivers every line like, "What? Oh." Like she's in The Happening. It's wonderful.
She is straight up Bubbles, and then the problem with the Powerpuff Girls thing is you kind of have 2 Buttercups. You don't really have a Blossom.
Immediately in the theater, immediately when he said that, I was like, "Oh no, they're gonna have him say that like a million times."
Ah, man.
See, at some point, I hope Dakota Johnson just owns this to the point where there are groups that have like midnight showings that are like quote-alongs, and she shows up to one.
What would be the thing that you do, like, in the room they throw spoons at the screen or whatever? Like, what is it you do when you go to this live?
Yeah, or like I went to one for...
Oh, you throw Pepsis. What am I talking about?
Oh, of course,
like...
yeah. I went to one for UHF, and they gave out Twinkies.
That makes sense. I don't talk to strangers, but I will kick their ass if they take my skateboard.
Like, he's supposed to be intimidating. It's just hilarious. I don't...
He's running in slow motion.
These girls are going to kill... Oh, and the other thing that I love about how Ezekiel talks is that he constantly says these girls cannot exist. They cannot be allowed to exist. I'm like, they do exist. Like,
I will destroy them.
That's what a time traveler says when they're trying to go back in time to stop someone from being born. Not what a villain says that wants to murder you. Yeah, it almost sounds like a cartoon show from the 80s or 90s that is censored and can't say killed. See, that's like destroy. Her line was...
Is anybody seeing this? That man is trying to kill you.
Oh, man, there's an American Idol.
Oh, I didn't notice that. Her line was, "That's your biggest concern."
Here comes...
I'm like, yeah, that's what that character would say.
What's the iconic thing that they say?
Wait, it's the same guy.
It's the same guy, yeah. No, but I do love her reaction.
Oh, it's the same guy?
Yeah.
It's the same guy, yeah. That's like a callback joke.
Oh, I still think it's funny though.
No, it is funny.
I wish that was in isolation though. I wish that guy just went, "Am I on the right train? How the hell am I supposed to know? What train are you supposed to be on?" Okay, so Austin, can you explain to me? Spoilers, you can't. But can you explain to me why uh, Cassie and Ezekiel have a different power set?
Um, because Ezekiel put the spider straight in himself,
Why does he attack the
while
cops?
Oh,
she only got it loosely. Because it's scarier.
sorry, we'll get back to that. Jason, can you talk about that for a second?
I don't understand.
I'm baffled by this.
Yeah, she starts getting arrested by these cops, and then he comes in and like saves her.
Ezekiel comes in and rescues them.
Well, you know what the best one is when he goes into the diner and the girls are standing there and he jumps on a table and just starts punching a man's face in for no reason,
Yeah.
and then attacks them.
And I have a
At
thing
least the
about that
cops
scene
have
too,
guns.
because
Couldn't you easily, if you're Ezekiel in that scene, set it up so that you could get the cops to fire at you and then try to get the girls in the crossfire so they'll get killed? What you're trying to do is get them killed.
I think he took his taxi.
So, like, why take the cops out?
He
to
stole
help
that
them
guy's
run?
taxi.
And then it feels almost movie breaking that he's wearing a straight up Spider-Man costume.
Oh, it's beautiful. He's a superior Spider-Man / Miles.
Like, your villain is wearing almost a straight up Spider-Man costume 20 years before Spider-Man.
What was I gonna say? Sorry, what was the question you asked me before that?
How they have a different power set.
Oh, yeah. Well, he does technically have her powers to some degree, because he can still see into the future to know that he's going to die. But I guess it's just that he's had it directly into him, so we get spider powers on top of it, while she gets it loosely through her mother's womb.
So this is what I'm
So she
confused
only
about.
gets some of it. Yes.
He gets bit directly by the spider, and he gets essentially Peter Parker's powers, plus he has dreams where he can get snippets of the future. She has her powers passed down to her by her mother, who was bit by the spider. Am I right about that? Is that what happens? The mom gets bit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so she gets none of the physical stuff that I can see, but gets like 5 times better clairvoyant powers than he does. Why is that?
It's like how Miles now has like electrical powers, and Peter Parker doesn't.
Yeah, but that worked in Ultimate because he got bit by a different spider.
Yeah, it's just they got the spider through a different means, so it affected them differently.
Oh, okay. But, like, really, that's the only way you could think of to give Madam Web clairvoyant powers, and where she's supposed to ultimately be, like the greatest possible precog, where she can see every possible permeation. Like, she's supposed to be like Doctor Strange level with that
Oh no,
stuff.
but it's even worse how she
and-
loses her legs and her eyes. Like,
Yeah, which
I feel
again,
like
I don't know
all
how
of
that
it's
leads
bad.
to she's better at it, but okay.
But it's also important that she gets it through maternal means, because this film has just a running maternal energy. Because she's got to be a mother figure to these girls. Peter Parker exists.
Everybody's talking about the fact that Jameson was mentioned. Of course, we got to bring that up. You caught that right, Austin?
Yep.
The whole Uncle Jonah thing.
Uncle Jonah, yeah, we love that. This is my other favorite thing in the film, is she's like, oh, this guy's going to kill these girls, and she's going to go dump them in the woods.
So I guess it doesn't matter if this is its own continuity, but while they're making it, they can't decide if this is in, and this is baffling to me too. I'm going to keep using that word. I can't even believe they were thinking this. When they said it in the 90s initially, it was because they, for whatever reason, wanted to link it up so that it could be in the same world as Amazing Spider-Man.
Mm.
And then Sony said, no, you got to put it in the early 2000s so that it can fit Tom Holland. And then they said they wouldn't let Tom Holland be in it because they sort of, like, they didn't change their minds, but they sort of half changed their minds because they went, oh, wait, No Way Home is making it clear that all of this is in another timeline, even though this was never in the Venom movies. So I don't know why it couldn't be just wherever they wanted to put it. But also, it's a prequel where Peter's a baby. How would Tom Holland be here anyway?
They would just have Tom Holland play the baby.
Oh. Oh!
But no, I imagine it's just you would have flashes to him, right? Like, she's like, oh, we got to protect this baby, and then we flash forward to Tom Holland, and he's like,
oh,
whoa,
sure. Where she can see the future.
Protected me as a baby? That's awesome.
You're right. That's what they would have done. She's just seen Tom Holland. But all they had to do was use this as the backdoor way to introduce whatever the Spider-Man would be of the Venom movies, because they talked for a long time about finally doing their own version, which never happened. But it could have been that. And then it wouldn't matter at all what it was, because they could just decide who he was later. You would have to set it in this time period, I guess, if you were saying the Venom movies happen in, like, the early 2020s, but...
But they still want Venom to fight Tom Holland, so they were like, make it Tom Holland. He's our guy. His movie's made $1 billion.
But, like, they know it's another universe, so it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was going to say, and Tyler Sayers just said this, 2003 also, I don't think would make sense for Tom Holland. Because he'd be 13 in Civil War.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, he's already a little bit older at that point. They have no idea what the hell they're doing. They have no clue.
No. This is Sony, yeah, they have no clue.
No, you're right. So we've got Hot Girl from the new Superman movie, and once again, I was reminded of Trini from the 2017 Power Rangers movie. Like, I thought for a second that's who that was in Superman. I had the same thing here, and then I went, oh, it's that actress again. I keep thinking that's that actress.
Is it because she's got yellow?
Well, that was what, yeah. I mean, that's not why I thought she looked like her, because it's just in the face. But also, I was like, and she looks like the Yellow Ranger, because... from that movie, because yeah, she's got yellow, but she's wearing the exact same kind of outfits that she wore in that too.
When they're all color coordinated.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's part of what made it feel like Powerpuff Girls to me, except they don't have the same colors, and the one that seems like Bubbles is not wearing blue. But Sydney Sweeney is absolutely the Bubbles.
When Sydney Sweeney has glasses that kind of resemble like a Spider-Man, like big eyes.
Yeah. Well, they might also be thinking the early Peter Parker glasses, too, though, because he had the big round glasses.
True, but there's just something about how hers are shaped that remind me of, like, the Spider-Man eyes. It reminds me of, like, the in Batman Returns when you get the shadow off of Pfeiffer's glasses that make the cat ears on her head.
Oh, yeah. No, that's true, too. Look, it's Beyonce. We get it. It's 2003.
Doesn't even make sense for Tom Holland.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's true. But this had to be another Avi Arad idea, right? Like, I've not heard anything about him in relation to this movie. But I don't see how you come to let's do Madam Web as her own thing without Avi Arad just going back to his heyday with action figures in the 90s animated Spider-Man movie, because that's how you get to Morbius too.
Well, I was going to say it's either that or what's her face, Amy Pascal, because she was working so hard to get like the female Spider-Man movies made,
Yeah.
and this already, like I said, has ties to Silver and Black, so it's like it feels like they kind of just had like all the women on a wheel, and it eventually just the one that got made was hit.
Could you imagine if this and Silver and Black was the same movie?
I love that.
If
You
like,
also could have had a version where instead of the girls, you have Silver and Black as like the woman she's helping out.
well, yeah, actually you could make it their movie, and then you could have Madame Web come in as the mentor character and actually age her up and let her be the elderly woman in the wheelchair. Like that would have worked. I mean, work is a strong word.
This works. That could have worked as your sequel.
I also feel like this is more appropriate for like if it was connected to the Amazing movies than the Tom Holland stuff, just because like it reminded me of those some with just how convoluted the like spider background is. Like the stuff with her mother going to investigate the spider reminds me a bit of Richard Parker experimenting on spiders, and then that leading to Peter's destiny and all of that in the first place. Like it's convoluted like that, except like by like 9 times.
I don't know. Peter getting powers might be a little more convoluted and Amazing One, but it is definitely in the same realm. This would have fit if this were in that continuity.
You know, no, you're right. I guess what makes it feel worse with this, or not worse, but like more convoluted, is not just what happens with her mother, but the fact that there's a whole ancient tribe of spider people that were all Spider-Man before Spider-Man. But yeah, the amazing thing is the same. Like I will never forget the guy that walks into into that laboratory and drops the exact piece of paper out of a folder that Peter needs to get him where he needs to go. That's amazing.
Yeah. No, the Amazing One and Insomniac Miles are like the most baffling, like convoluted. We have to force it to get them powers thing ever.
Oh, I forgot about that with Insomniac. That's true.
Because with that one, it's like the spider crawls onto Peter and is just, or no, onto MJ, and it's onto MJ for like a day, and it doesn't do anything, and then it touches Miles for a second and just instantly bites him. It's like, yeah, you're the one that I have to bite.
Look, she's got a prevailing character trait that she does Sudoku puzzles. See, because she's smart, Austin.
Well, and this other one, her big character trait is that her parents are in Beijing because she lives the street life.
Well, and of course that's supposed to be the big like tragic thing that ties them all together is that they're all orphans.
Mm-hmm.
And that's really all I get from any of them is like you said with the Ninja Turtles, or like I said with the Powerpuff Girls, like they've all got the one personality trait that you put them all together and they're supposed to hypothetically kind of be one person. But it's all real like one dimensional and superficial, which makes all the quote unquote banter kind of irritating to me. Like this is where the movie stops being as like silly stupid fun for me and I get bored here in the middle because I just don't really like these girls together that much. They just bicker and argue and complain the whole movie.
Mm-hmm. Well, I love Sydney Sweeney's performance where, like I said, she delivers every line of dialogue like she's in a Shyamalan film where she's just like, oh, like we're going here. Oh, my father, like just got like a very like one tone of voice that she delivers every line with, and it's beautiful.
You know what else is kind of weird? I didn't have
What's
this
that?
thought until now, so I'm going to say this, and it might end up being really stupid, but I'm going to say what's in my head right now, which is it feels like an origin for a singular superhero and a passing the torch movie at the same time,
Yeah.
even though that character hasn't been a superhero yet, because she's going to be the mentor, but having not done anything yet, and then she's just going to have a really easy tragic accident that then puts her in the position of being like a Zordon or something. Like it really does watch like that. At the end, she's handicapped like Zordon,
I'm realizing this is
and yeah,
as much a Power Rangers movie as it is a Spider-Man movie.
kinda.
Now we're in a diner because it's Howard the Duck.
But I was gonna say that too. But it's a Power Ranger movie if Zordon had his origin at the same time as the Rangers did.
Also, this is one of those rare movies where they get their powers even after Power Rangers 2017.
Oh, that's true. Richard Apparition, so Cap, are you transported back to 2003? Yeah, some people know I have a real soft spot for that year. That was like a super important year for me. It's the year I graduated high school. It's the year I met my wife.
So your Madam Web takes place.
Okay,
So like, sorta, kinda, like I know Austin and I argued about this earlier, but like I don't know. I guess the movie feels enough like it's in the year it's set, but they are like laying the year on real thick. But it's not like Bumblebee bad.
real quick,
Yeah.
I don't get the newspaper thing. That just happened like 2 hours ago.
How's it already in the
How is it
paper?
already in the news?
I also love that he's just like, oh, wait a minute. These girls hitting on these boys in this diner are the kidnapped girls.
It's like they did that just because they really wanted a
Daily Bugle.
a Daily Bugle in there somehow, when you easily could have just done the typical like look up at the monitor, like a TV that's got the wanted poster on it, like, because you'd buy maybe a couple hours later somebody's reported a kidnapping, and so it's being reported on the news, but not in print.
Mm-hmm.
It's 2003. TVs hadn't been invented yet.
But I do think in some ways, and again, I know Austin didn't agree with this, but in some ways, the movie feels more like a thing made then than a thing set then. Like, I'm getting the 2003 a little bit more from just the way it's made.
Oh, man, I left those girls in the woods for an entire day and they're gone.
What could possibly go wrong?
They did dumb things.
How did that happen? They did dumb
Dumb
things.
things.
I specifically told them not to.
Austin, and I
Seriously.
and I meant it too. I also think that you and I are quibbling a little bit over like 4 years, because when you're talking about like late 90s versus early 2000s, there's a lot of carryover too. So I mean, like, we're sensing some of the same things.
Yeah, I know exactly.
I don't think the 4-star diner is a 4-star diner. I just want to throw that out there.
No, it's definitely a 5-star.
Definitely not after she crashes into it.
No. Then it becomes the Lone Star Diner.
And this whole thing is so obligatory, where like you got to have your teenagers that are
Well, what even is this? These boys are eating dinner while these girls are just dancing on their table.
yeah, why are they being allowed to do
Yeah,
that
he
by
just
the
starts
management?
beating the crap out of this man for no reason.
No, that's true.
Why did he do that?
That's like 16.
Only 16 so far?
Yeah.
Well, he's ceiling guy.
Get it? It's toxic. He just poisoned her.
Yeah. But yeah, you got to do the obvious teenage rebellion thing, of course. And so, like, as soon as she says, stay here, don't do dumb things, like, they're going to run off and get into some sort of trouble. But then the trouble they get into is really awkward.
Yeah. Weird, because what are teen girls going to do in the woods for, like, 24 hours?
Yeah. She couldn't come up with somewhere else she could take them that was safe and that they would maybe stay at.
So I gotta say with the Britney here.
Come on, girls, let's go to this bowling alley. You guys stay in here and play laser tag. It's dark, no one will see you. Do that for a day. Just off the top of my head, there's a thing you can do.
So I gotta say with Toxic here, because the single was released in 2004, but on the album it was released 2003, but in November. And it's like they tried to cover their bases because the radio host goes, this new song, it's gonna be huge. We're playing this song. But then when we cut to the girls, they're like, come on, of course you know the lyrics to this. Like, get up on the table and dance with us. So it's like they have their cake and eat it too.
So they tried to fix it retroactively, but they left that line in. And look, they could have just had her ADR over a line she said already. We do it with Ezekiel 50% of the time.
That's the thing, is you can't ADR anyone else in this film. You'll think it's ADR, man.
And also, I guess the diner is playing the radio, is playing the station that she's listening to in the car. Just everybody is tuned into the same station.
Yeah.
But why did her car start randomly turning on the radio? She wasn't playing the radio.
Because premonition.
Because at first I thought it was just on a jukebox or something, and then I thought it was another super contrived thing or convenient thing where they both happen to be listening to the same song at the exact same time.
How are you poisoning me?
See, look, Austin, she's getting more of a grip on her powers as she goes.
It's true.
Also, this is one of those movies where she crashes into things like multiple times with cars, right?
Oh yeah, of course. That's her main power. God, you guys you almost died. Like, where would we be? That's such a horrific thought.
That line is so, like, maybe that's just me, I don't know. Your futures were almost so different.
Yeah, that's really funny. What I love about her character arc is that she doesn't have one, but we're treating it like it's like it should be really impactful and hopeful and heroic. Where, like, she doesn't immediately care anything about these girls, and then what it's supposed to be ostensibly is, as it comes along, she develops this sense of responsibility and this almost like matriarchal thing. And what it really is she finds out that the man that's after her is the man that killed her father, and she feels responsible because of her connection with him. And so if she had been armed with that information from the start, she would have felt the responsibility to help the girls all the way through, and there's no opportunity for change.
Well, and she hates children at the beginning, so she's like, I don't like children.
Right, but that was like a 10-year-old kid,
and
these are all, like, in the middle of their
teenagers. But she's like, they're all children are the same.
Well, Austin, she comes to love them through the magic of runtime.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the I'm going to coin that. The magic of runtime.
The wallpaper in this room is also just the carpet from The Shining.
That's
and
true.
It's really distracting. I don't know why.
But the magic of runtime is the longer characters that don't like each other are together, the more you're supposed to buy it when we flip a switch and suddenly they're friends.
Oh, I walked in on special features because you were watching it,
Yeah.
and they were like, "Oh man, this is one of the best scenes in the movie." And then there's a line that I don't remember what it was, but it was like the most random line, and they were like, "This is like such an emotional line," and it's like, it was. The line was, "You're leaving."
Yeah. She goes, this scene is great. The most important line in the scene is, "You're leaving."
Well, this actually, you're underselling it, Cap. Her character arc is that she learned to not leave teenage girls in the woods and to instead get them a motel room at least.
Well, that's true.
And then leave them.
But they're not really playing that as an important opportunity for change, because later she's going to have another line where she's going to go, "No, I still don't care what happens to you people." And then by the third act, you know, and she's found out that he's after them. Like, now she cares. But she has to have the power responsibility line thrown at her that's so cleverly, and that's also very CW, that's cleverly reworked. Austin, I heard an off-color joke today that you may or may not find amusing.
Oh.
That is related to this, so I'll say it. This is going to offend somebody. I saw that.
Is it about deportations?
No, I saw a.
Okay.
I saw a comedian today. This old, he was really funny. I'll send it to you. I saw this comedian today who he's one of those kind of rapid fire joke comedians who says, so the joke was, so are orphans allowed to eat at family restaurants?
It is questionable.
That just seemed appropriate.
Well, because Hot Girl was like, my dad got deported, but I didn't, and then you were immediately like, I have a really off-color joke for you.
Sorry,
I
I
was like,
wasn't.
where are we going? Well, especially because you were like, it might offend somebody.
What's funny is that comedian had a joke about deportations too, but I'm not gonna say it. I don't remember what it was anyway.
Is it, are people who get deported allowed to go to family restaurants?
No, I actually do remember that joke, but I'll tell you later.
Ooh.
I don't think I want to say it on Rewind. So, I agree with you with what you said about the Jessica Jones jacket, but that is also that TV CW thing where she's wearing like a regular person outfit that's supposed to somehow kind of harken to the costume.
So, yeah, no, it's red because Madam Web, but like just everything about this character is Jessica Jones.
Like, I just thought
So,
that.
yeah.
I was like, are we trying to evoke a costume that nobody would ever even think about? I think we are.
Well, and
Why are you here?
But
is
that's what you
it
do on a like a low budget show or a show that
Oh.
you're intentionally not going to do costumes. And then, like, it is $100 million superhero movie that's gonna have superhero costumes in it.
it might actually be Julia Carpenter, but I think it's either her or Jessica Joe. I can't remember, but I think one of them becomes Madam Web at one point and has like this costume.
In the future, like with headphones, it's like,
Well, what's funny about this is they're doing the ADR thing that they had to unfortunately do earlier, like on purpose now, where like he's in her head and they can talk to each other like the Kylo Ren Rey thing, and so like sometimes he's just talking in her head and he's just looking at her, and sometimes they actually move their mouths, like they're actually doing that on purpose. but it's distracting because I keep seeing him move his mouth in normal scenes with different words coming out of it than should, or his mouth not moving at all. So the scene is actually incredibly awkward because of all the ADR.
But that gives him something. Like, I can describe something about him more than any of the villains in these Sony spin-off movies.
Oh,
He's ADR
100%.
man.
100%. Did you last count?
Mm-hmm.
At what, like 41 or something?
I think it's 17, but
Oh, there's got to be more than that.
Time just keeps on spinning.
Daniverse said the worst part about this scene is she doesn't even let them sleep in.
yeah.
That is true. That's how you know she's not fully completed her character arc.
Angela, it's Julie, and Julie becomes Madam Web. Yeah, I knew
Okay,
there
I
was a
thought
second
so.
one.
And I think she wears something similar to this costume, which is then funny because Julia Carpenter's in this movie.
Oh, somebody suggested, and I don't know if he was joking or not, that the weird Carpenter name change is because Cornwall or whatever it is her maiden name.
I saw that on Wikipedia and then couldn't see anything about her being married. I also just didn't know that she was married, but I read very little with Julia Carpenter, so I
Me
don't
too.
know
Yeah,
much
that's why I can't really.
about that character.
That's why I haven't spoken much about the Spider Women stuff.
I did read that earlier today, though. Yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess you have to give them that if that was actually a married name in the comics, because that looked like one of those arbitrary CW changes where it's like, why does she have to be called Laurel? She can't be Dinah for what reason? This scene cracks me up, and it's
This is the best scene of the movie so far.
no, it's not, because the payoff is better.
So
When they get to the end and they have to save her life by doing the thing they learned for 5 minutes in a hotel room, and then they do the same thing where one of them goes, "Okay, I'm getting a little tired." She's done like 5 compressions. That's amazing, and like that's the climax of your film.
Yeah.
this is
really
why
good
this
setup
movie
and
is 2
payoff.
hours long. This scene takes up like half of it.
But it's worth it. This is a good scene.
It's not.
She's a great teacher.
Oh man.
She's a good teacher.
I know how to teach people to do this. Oh, you also gotta love that she's like, you gotta do it. You gotta do it rhythmically, and when the next person takes over, you gotta make sure that you're in the exact same rhythm and cadence
And then
the
they
last
just
person
don't.
was. And then when they do the switch off, there's like a big pause in between.
Yeah.
It's great.
And then she's like, "Great."
And now you're dead.
They can do like crazy stuff.
I used to be certified for first aid a long time ago. I've never gone back and renewed that, but
Did you learn it in a hotel room or a motel room?
I did not. I learned it on a dummy, but not one that was made of pillows.
That phone is
No,
very green.
No, Tyler, I'm aware that Laurel is her middle name. I'm just saying, and even in the comics, I'm just saying that it's such an arbitrary choice to have her go by her middle name. Almost like they thought people just didn't like the name Dinah or something. And then what's weirder, if memory serves, is later in Arrow, they have another Black Canary whose name is Dinah.
Some producer was like, "That name sounds too gay. Call her Laurel."
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Carpenter sounds too gay. Call her Julia Cornwall.
What, you think between Dinah and Laurel, Dinah is the gayer sounding name? I guess I don't know. I guess I can't decide which of those.
Yeah.
We should do a video of like gayest name rankings.
That's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Yeah.
No one will be offended.
That's
by
how
that.
you lose all your subscribers.
Number
Yes,
one is
but it's how
obviously
we gain a
Bruce.
whole new set of them. I'm sorry, what, Austin?
Exactly. You did like that when you said it. But no, number one is obviously Bruce.
Oh yes, of course. That's the infamous.
Exactly. It's the infamously
The
gay
Stan Lee
name.
thing. The infamous Hulk.
Mhm. Exactly.
So I mentioned earlier that there are some ideas in this, some plot points that in a more competently written film, I could see actually working dramatically, like legitimately dramatically. And the big one is the woman that is 8.5 months pregnant and is risking her baby in order to go research a thing out in the middle of the jungle. And you're like, that seems horrible for your baby. Why on earth would you do that? And then the big revelation that she's trying to save her. In something else, I could see that maybe working.
Well, it's basically the start of like Tarzan. Like, I'm more surprised that she's not just raised by the Spider Peru people.
I think the
That means these tribe people had to go and dump her off in a foster home.
Oh, that's true.
They had to leave. They had to leave the Amazon to dump her, and then she somehow made it back to the U.S. to be a foster child in the American
Also, the
system.
main guy who looks kind of like Jared Leto. He
Main
is
guy. What does that mean?
the main tribe guy.
Oh.
He's an even worse actor than the main bad guy.
Well, and look, maybe that guy is good in other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know that I've seen him in anything. Oh,
Yeah, I can't say I've seen this man in other things.
we haven't talked much about, speaking of not good performances and better performances. We haven't really talked much about the guy who plays Uncle Ben. I think that's the one decent performance in this.
I think that's the best thing about this movie. Yeah.
I think he's really good.
Adam Scott's a good actor, yeah.
And
He's a good choice for Uncle Ben.
I think so too. I also kind of wish it just wasn't Uncle Ben at all. I mean, obviously, I wish like he had some better things to say, and I think he's improvising some lines, and so like some of his dialogue's actually a little bit better because I think he's making up some of it. This is like, especially from the special features, because there's bits they show that aren't in the movie that look like alternate takes where they're saying totally different dialogue. So I think they're doing that thing.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and that also would explain how you get some of the weird stupid lines in this too, but some of the stupid lines are definitely scripted. Anyway,
when you can't take Uncle Ben out of this movie, because then you lose. Oh, Ben, you've never been shot at in Queens?
Oh, I forgot. Oh my god, I didn't even put that together.
She said, "I literally." That's literally
horrible. Okay, so
I know it's awesome.
I'll bring it up later when I go through my list, but she had maybe my favorite line in the whole movie just now. It's just that makes no grammatical sense whatsoever. I'll get to it. But a part of me wishes that he wasn't Ben and he was actually a love interest for her, because I think they have good chemistry, like as good as you can have with Dakota Johnson, who, as you keep saying, Austin, isn't really giving a crap in this movie. Except when she's in scenes with him, I think she comes alive more.
Mm-hmm. Well, you could have had something where they're romantic, and then by the end she's like, "Oh, I can't be with you now because I have to be Madam Web, and I've seen into the future, and you got to be an aunt or an uncle with Aunt May." And then that's where you could have, she tells him, if you take responsibility, powers will come, and then Ben can be like, "That's a good line, Cassie. I'm gonna remember that."
And so
but then he didn't fully remember it.
That.
No one is allowed to have their own ideas about anything.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be a great ending. If you take responsibility, they will come. Powers, that is.
So it's kind of ironic that the spider that she went after the spider because it's supposed to have these great healing properties where it can heal her daughter of this debilitating illness. And she gets bit by it but still dies in childbirth. Like, I get that the spider wouldn't save you from everything, but I just think it's kind of interesting. I mean, that's kind of, it's kind of, like I said, almost ironic.
So
Because they could say it could save you from anything. Like, if they wanted to be like, oh, she's actually alive and she's been with this tribe this whole time, like, you'd kind of believe it. Like, as much as you believe anything.
Well, I mean,
they could have done that.
Yeah, I guess it can solve anything except a bullet wound.
this is the worst movie to have like horrible dialogue with, because you have to see it most lines twice.
That's such a great point.
That makes it better, though.
It doesn't.
You get to live with it. You did it.
There was a thing I wanted to read you guys if I could find it. I thought yes, okay, I took a picture of this. So, I looked up the illness that she's cured of before she's born. And it's mesothenia gravis, which Wiki describes as a long-term neuromuscular junction disease that leads to varying degrees of skeletal muscle weakness. Most commonly affected muscles are those of the eyes, face, and swallowing. So it's what Madam Web should have that puts her in the condition she's in when she's in her chair and everything. And she has it, but then she loses it, and then we contrive some other way that happens to her.
Wow, that's even worse than
That's insane.
X-Men Origins.
But then she would have issues swallowing.
That's true, and I don't know if they pull that from the comics, if it's mentioned somewhere that like that's what she has. But it's weird that they picked an illness that sounds like it would give her what she has. When that's not how she'll actually get that
has
way.
it, or just her mom that has it?
No. That's the whole idea is that she has it. They know it in the womb, and that's why she's going to try to get the spider to cure her. So if she had been born with it, Austin, she'd be Madam Web.
But she'd be able to walk.
No, that's the thing. She wouldn't be able to walk either.
Oh, they just said eyes, nose, and swallowing.
Okay, so yeah, commonly affected muscles are eyes, face, and swallowing, but it says like various degrees of skeletal muscle weakness. So I could see her whole body being weak enough that it's hard to walk, but but maybe not.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is
sorry,
that
that's
Madam
the first
Web
thing I thought
like...
when I read that. I may have made a leap there, but like immediately I was like, wait a minute, that just sounds like it would maybe make Madam Web Madam Web. But anyway, maybe I'm off on that.
Well, the other thing too is that Madam Web traditionally has like a body that goes into a tail, like a mermaid. Well, here she's just a woman in a wheelchair.
Yeah, I could never decide if that was just a weird costume choice or if she actually had a tail. Like, I don't know.
I imagine, like, because I also don't know, because like, who cares what? But I've always just imagined that's just what her body looks like.
Oh yeah, I always thought she wasn't exactly human.
He didn't say anything.
He's ADR man.
It's his power. Yeah.
Another
Ben said words.
Another big CW type choice is gonna be the like poetic, I don't want to say irony, but like thing of Ben, like Richard's not gonna be there, so Ben is gonna be there with Mary when she delivers, and the whole thing watches really awkward. Because if you're not really paying attention and you don't know anything about Uncle Ben, it would be really easy to forget later on when they're in the delivery room that that's not her husband.
Yeah, it's super easy. It's weird that Richard and May are talked about in passing, and May doesn't even get a name drop. It's just, you're dating a woman.
That's true. So she doesn't get a name drop, but we reference the fact that he's going to get murdered.
Yes. And that he likes women.
And then at the end, we reference the fact that he's going to raise Peter.
Mm-hmm.
Because she sees the future.
That's an amazing line.
And he's like, all the fun and no responsibility, haha. And she's like, that's what you think. And I'm like, oh, because he's going to raise Peter. That's okay.
That's so funny.
Because you're going to get murdered.
And possibly even she's seen the murder and is bemused about it, but I want to think that's not what it is. But, like, it could be, where it's like, oh, yeah, power responsibility. That's what you're going to say to him when you die. You just said the opposite of what you're going to say when you die.
No, she's really angry at him because he invited her to a party and then gave her a drink she couldn't open. And she had to just sit around at this party and not be able to drink anything because she couldn't open that can. So she's like, well, screw you, Ben. I'm going to let you die.
Oh, Tyler says it seems to actually be the disease she has in the comics.
Mm.
Well, I'm going to unrescind my point then.
Then why does she get it from fireworks?
I know! That's what's so insane, is that they give it to her and then they take it away from her and then they contrive a way for her to still have that. Maybe they think they're geniuses because they're thinking, oh, see, it's like destiny. It's like the universe has decided she still has to be that way some way. So it's not us contriving it, it's the universe.
Also, Madam Web is just really good at stealing vehicles that are, like, specifically, like, work vehicles, like an ambulance and a taxi.
It's a weird choice to make one of her main abilities driving.
Yeah.
She's great at driving.
Well, it's ironic because
she's gonna be
it
blind.
requires... Well, that, but I was going to say more so it is a lot of sitting, but also you have to use your legs to do it.
You're right. You're right. That's it too.
So what do we think
So
of
it's like, we did get in that she's sitting through most of this movie.
I didn't think of that. You can't tell me that's not intentional.
No, this movie's genius.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So what do we think of Ezekiel's costume?
It's great.
What's weird is it looks a lot better than the like dollar store Spider Women costumes that they have for the one scene that they keep stretching through the whole movie. Like, it looks like they tried with that one.
Yeah.
Like, it's actually on the level of one of the CW superhero shows, while those all look like they were made out of trash bags.
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
here
and-
she's gonna drive through a sign and then run him over, like, hit him with... Like, that's not enough to kill him, but falling, like, 3 stories will kill him?
That's such a good point, yeah.
Like, that's
He should
way
be dead
harder
now.
than... And she hit him, like, directly on the spine.
I didn't even think about that. That's an excellent point.
Also, now that we're in an action scene, now she can just stop having contractions,
Yeah.
and like we can just wait for that.
Well, the convenient thing about childbirth is that the kids will always wait if you're busy.
You know what would have been really great, Austin?
What's that?
I'm saying this in hindsight, of course, but it would have been great if it was the hot girl actress alone who drops him to his death.
Yeah.
I liked it better when she didn't make plans.
What is that line? I like it better when you didn't make plans.
It just means that he liked her better when she didn't make
Oh,
plans.
okay. Because now things are much more dangerous and crazy than they were before.
Yeah, because she's making plans.
So when I watched this before, I was kind of dumb, and I thought that the line about her showing off was about her clairvoyance, but it's actually about her driving.
Hmm. And making plans.
She's such a great driver.
Hmm.
Well, the making plans thing is about the clairvoyance, because she's making her plans based on what she knows is going to happen in the future. Sometimes.
But she had it before, and she wasn't making plans.
No, that's true.
Plushy DX says, I liked Sony better when they didn't make plans.
So
That's when you were
never made
truly
plans,
moved.
though. Well, except for Sinister Six, they go, "Oh, we're planning this," and then they never get there.
Every movie they plan doesn't happen.
So in
That was the thing I wanted to ask too.
I'm sorry,
Is no, it's okay. So the healing spider thing. Do you think there's maybe a connection to Amazing 3 where that was supposed to have like the magic blood thing? 'Cause of course it was. It was Ortzi and Kurtzman. Do you think there's maybe like that gets like put in as an idea then, and it hangs over into this?
Yeah, that's totally plausible. I forgot about that. Well, think about it. They're trying to make a Madam Web origin story. I still can't believe I can put those words together in a sentence, and it's a thing that actually happened. Much less that I bought the Steelbook from it. But can you imagine sitting around trying to figure out just like what you're even going to put in this movie? Like, yeah, it's not surprising me at all if they grabbed from other scripts they didn't make.
Yeah.
Clarkson, in the behind the scenes, talks about the clairvoyance. I'm talking about the director. It talks about her power set like it's this amazing, like really difficult thing to make a superhero action movie around, and like I can of course kind of see that point because she's not like running around with physical superpowers like your average superhero, but she's talking about it like it's never been done before, and I'm like, well, I mean, Professor X, like we've had telepathic and telekinetic characters, and she's also
it is a bit different.
Yeah, but
the closest would be like Downey Sherlock Holmes, where like they do like a kind of clairvoyant thing with that.
Sure, but the thing is, there's more credibility to that statement if she's alone and it's just a singular character piece. But they gave her a supporting cast.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they don't get to do anything.
I mean, that is true.
They're just teenage girls that get stuck in the woods.
And then, God, it's so hilarious how hammy and spelled out that is, where she goes, and we won't be impulsive. So, like, their character arc as a trio, because they all have it at the same time,
do stupid things.
is we're going to stop doing dumb things. Angela Castaneda mentions that they had planned a trilogy for this. I've never heard that. Could you even imagine that? Except this actually still has
just like a growl noise.
This actually still has more potential legs. I can't believe I'm even saying that than Venom. Just the way they did Venom, because it's the same movie every time. Like, at least with this, they've got. I mean, they're all kind of the same character with just like one slightly different prevailing character trait, but they've at least got 3 superheroes that they could spin off, or they could do, kind of a spider version of Birds of Prey, which is what this feels like at the end, by the way. Like, that's the other thing that makes it feel really TV to me, is it's the Birds of Prey TV show. Like, she's Oracle, and then she's got her girls that she mentors that put on costumes and go out and solve crimes. And she even has something akin to that clock tower. Like, it's crazy how Birds of Prey this is at the end.
Well, and that's why ADR Man is named Ezekiel, right? So that we can build to Moreland as like the villain
Oh, sure.
in a sequel. Oh, sorry, I forgot. We're in the Pepsi place.
But what's really odd about it is if they made more of these, that would have meant we kept doing a young Madam Web. Like,
Mhm.
it seemed like part of the point of setting it now would be so that you could at least kind of imagine a somewhat older version of her when she meets Spider-Man, but she'd still be like 45.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
or
maybe people
guess
just
50.
age differently in this universe. Like, if this is Tom Holland, in 13 years he's going to be 15, so maybe she'll be a little older too.
Oh, that's a good point too. Sure. Richard, why else would they act like they're saving the costumes for next film? So, like, obviously, all of these things they set up like they want to be potential franchises, but I just hadn't heard that they were actually talking if they were about specifically what they would do with the trilogy. Like, we're planning 3 movies and we're trying to, figure out what those would be.
Hmm.
I just hadn't heard trilogy, but like that's not surprising because I guess Sony would want everything to be at least a trilogy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I guess I can see it more than like how you get a trilogy out of Craven or Morbius.
I don't understand how the astral projection in this works.
Well, she like webs out of herself.
I think it's like that one power in PS4 Spider-Man.
Which one?
Yeah, what are you talking
Where
about?
you make copies of yourself, and then they just come back to you.
Oh,
Oh.
there's like the decoy thing.
I
Yeah.
forgot about that.
That's like the best power.
I don't think I ever used it.
But remind me, does she just send out her astral projection self to the 3 of them and give them information, or do they actually physically grab them? Because I thought they physically
You
grabbed
can't save all
them.
3 of them.
I think it's just like they just come to them and they're like, "You can do it, yay!" I think that's all they do.
And then I love how she's told by this guy in the Amazon, you'll be able to be in multiple places at once, and then they contrive a like a really ham-fisted situation so that she's doing exactly that.
Oh, she is helping them up.
See, I thought she was physically interacting with them. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I don't understand how that works.
Well, she only like physically really helped 2 of them, and then the other one, she was like, "You got this." Like, also, yeah, why did ADR Man just let her do that?
Well, he can't be at all 3 of them at once, and I guess he can't be at any of them.
Well, he had to walk really slowly over there so that he could punch her.
He's working on his intimidation skills
Yeah.
because he knows
It's true.
He knows he doesn't have any.
that he just looked silly the way he was in that train doing this. Even he knows that.
He's like, "You don't understand. If I kill them, my voice will come from my own body. I will gain the power." He also, like Spider-Man, has to lose his mask in the climax.
Oh, that's true. I didn't even
Gotta
think
get
about
that FaceTime in for our boy ADR Man.
Well, you know what's really ironic about that?
What's that?
I think the least amount of ADR or of obvious ADR that happens with him is in this big climax where they're outside on scaffolding. Like all the lines look like they fit in his mouth in this scene. It's weird. This is where you usually have that problem.
Wait, the fact that they He does it again.
And then he's killed by a Pepsi pea.
Yeah, he's killed by a pea. Wait, but he's killed by the middle one. He's not even killed by the first pea in Pepsi.
How embarrassing. Well, they would have saved the first pea for Moreland.
So, when she gets her powers and she sees in the future, she sees the S come down, but not the P. So I guess she doesn't see his death.
No,
Which is
and the S
good,
is the one
'cause
that's falling with her.
That would really break my brain.
She's... Wait, I need to say this. She's really bad with water. Like...
Just in general, or like, what do you mean?
Yeah! Dude, she gets in the car crash with the water and gets her powers. And then this, and it's the exact same thing twice.
Well, what it makes it seem like is that she has these latent abilities that are always activated by water.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe trauma, but it seems like water, or maybe it's just convenient that it was water every time. But I meant to talk about this at the beginning. That's another thing that's extremely convoluted, is her powers. She's 30, and she's got these latent powers that don't activate until she gets in this accident. So if she'd never been in that car crash, she would have never known that she could do this. And then, when this happens, she becomes perfectly clairvoyant. I'm getting a little tired.
I don't get how she loses her legs, because I thought she got hit by a firework with her legs too, but it's only her face.
Yeah, there's nothing that happens.
No, it's only her face. She's just... No, it would be like if in First Class, like, Professor X gets, shot, and then in the last scene he's just also bald now. Yeah, I guess you got there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I was thinking about the First Class thing, and about how when I saw that in the theater, that should have seemed more contrived and obvious to me than it did. But I think it worked more just because, more than this, obviously, but I think it worked more than it should have, because that scene is well written and really weighty, and I kind of like the tragedy of his best friend turned enemy doing that to him. And here it's just, well, she's Madam Web, she's got to lose her leg.
That music was way too
for
big.
the three people that know that she's in a wheelchair. And then you gotta love the inconsistency of all the things that people can go through and survive them without any problem at all, but then this happens because it has to, even though she was supposed to be born this way.
I wouldn't be here without the three of you. Same.
Unknown
No, I mean, like,
responsibility.
I'd have my eyes if not for the three of you, so thank you.
That's what he thinks.
That's what he thinks.
These are my girls.
See, it's the end of it's a pilot.
It's Cassie's Angels. She's Bosley.
You know something about this movie? You have to be a genius to understand it.
It's true.
I wish this is on that list. I really
Her
do.
window even looks like an eye, but also a web.
Yeah, that's true. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it's not a clock, but it's kind of got that clock tower thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's an eye web, yeah. Which is like the circular clock tower thing.
But also just like I don't know what it is about female teams that always have to be in a high building. But yeah, it's bizarre how Birds of Prey this turns into.
Mm-hmm. It's worse.
Because she's the Hulk.
I forgot that there was a Hulk line. I missed that when I rewatched it today.
Yeah, and that's a callback. They do it twice.
That's right, yeah. Oh. What's even funnier, because they make
Why are you
that joke
talking like
in
that?
Incredible Hulk. Oh, and here's the Spider-Man 2 shot.
There it is. And then this is the footage that from this movie that I put in my movie. The start of this.
Why are you wearing 3D glasses?
She's not actually blind. She's just using an Oculus at all times.
Well, it's because she can see three-dimensionally now. She has Madam Web powers.
Right. I want to say this is
Call
one
you
of those
Madam
movies...
Wheels?
Sorry, what?
So what do they call you, Madam Wheels?
I want to say that once you get to the end of this is one of those movies where once you get to the end, you wish the whole thing could have just been what she's supposed to be in the first place. But
worst last line.
I don't know that I can say that with this. I don't know.
No.
I don't know what that movie would have been. Well, you have this team of spider people that she's already working with, and she's doing that like sanctimonious voice the whole movie. I can see you. It's like I don't know I want that for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Just like sultry Sauron from Lord of the Rings. I can see you, Frodo.
And real condescending all at the same time.
Don't do stupid things with my ring.
Don't do stupid things.
I mean, you could have died, man.
Okay, I didn't write quite 10 of these. I could have, but I didn't start thinking to write them until about halfway through. So I'll give you my 8 favorite lines from this movie. Are you ready?
Yes.
Here are the 8 best lines from this movie. And we've said some of them. It's a good thing you had no idea today is the day you were going to die. That's a big one. Yep.
That's my favorite.
How are you poisoning me? I'm so sorry I spent so long being mad at you. I'm so sorry I spent so long being... Why?
Well, and that's in the same scene as why do you hate... Why did you
so
hate me?
Oh,
why
yeah!
Did you hate me so
she goes,
much?
why, about her mom, why did you hate me so much? And then 5 seconds later... she finds out what actually happened, and she's like, "Oh, sorry, psych, mom, you loved me. Oops."
Oh my god! I just saw the credit for the doctor that says you should go watch old movies. She's credited as Doctor Bracket Optometry. Why isn't she just credited as Doctor?
Doctor of Optometry.
Yeah,
but
just in brackets,
but in
the doctor said optometry.
I don't think it matters to us by the credits the specific doctor she is. Or it could have just said optometrist. Or
I went to see a doctor optometry today. That's funny.
Okay, I'll continue with these. This is my favorite. That is literally every therapy session I've ever avoided. Now, I know you're being sarcastic, but if you've avoided them all, how would you know what they're like?
Why would you say
if your
literally?
virginity's
And literally
lost found,
makes
that
it
means
worse.
you lost it.
It's... it's a lot. Except this is even worse because someone wrote it down first.
Yes.
Yeah, saying literally makes it worse because you've avoided it. You have no idea what it's like. It's literally like this thing you avoided. Okay. Here's another one. Seeing into the future is no match for Ezekiel.
Oh yeah, forgot about that one. I didn't catch that one this time.
Of course, we had to flip the responsibility thing. If you can accept the responsibility, you have great power.
Oh god.
These girls cannot exist. I mean, they do. They exist. Just kill them. Okay.
Oh yeah, because his whole thing is he has to make sure that they don't exist.
Yeah.
By killing them. I don't.
Yeah, but well, again, he's Mojo Jojo. He's got to like spell out the obvious. Yes, if you kill them, they won't exist anymore.
But if you kill them, they'll still exist. They'll just be dead.
That's true.
Yeah, they will have existed.
They can't exist.
Okay. And then finally, I liked it better when you didn't make plans.
Beautiful. Now what are the top 8 gay names?
And then what's crazy is this is one of the few superhero movies in a long time that has no mid or post credits. And I think maybe all of the villain ones do.
Does Craven?
I don't know if Craven does. Well, and I don't know if Morbius does
Venom
either. I can't
3?
remember.
Morbius does because it's the greatest after credit scene of all
Remind
time.
me, I
It's the
forget.
only. It's the only thing worth seeing in that movie. So, Morbius goes out to the desert, and then the Vulture appears and goes, "I don't know how I got here. Probably something to do with Spider-Man.
I just couldn't remember
Let's go
which movie
do
that
some
was in.
stuff."
I forgot that
Yeah.
was Morbius. Yeah, it all blends
Yeah.
together.
Yeah, but like that's why it's my favorite thing because it's like a vampire walks out in the desert, a Birdman approaches him, says he thinks that he's here because a Spider-Man did it, and that they should go do some stuff together. Like that's so just nonsensical.
It looks like they wrote it 5 seconds before they shot it.
Yeah, I'm not convinced that Michael Keaton had any part of it because you don't see him when he says it.
That's true. Well, and we know Keaton was supposed to be in more of that movie.
Hmm. Yeah.
Right? Did they shoot more with him?
There was stuff in the trailer that wasn't in the movie.
That's what
He's
I
talking
thought.
to Morbius. At the very least, there's an alternate version of that.
Yeah, but it's weird they put stuff in the trailer if it would have only been after credits, but then you can't put that past Sony because they'll put the
Well,
last
and-
shot of a movie
Wait,
in the
What's
trailers.
Up was in this movie?
Yes.
Where?
It's like earlier on in the movie.
Footage from
I can't remember the exact scene.
1951 Christmas Carol.
In the summer.
Special thanks to Madam Web, created by Dennis O'Neill and John Romita Jr. Jim Shooter, JMS, Mike Zack. There were a few others I missed, but they actually had a
Like a decent list.
Surprisingly-
Netflix immediately turned the movie
Well,
off after like the second it hit credits. Like it showed the cast, and then it was like, "Here's Stranger Things," and I was like, "Okay, well, I guess I'm not watching the credits."
That's how you know you're on Netflix. If you're on Amazon, it's Rings of Power.
Exactly. I get it. Stranger Things exists.
Oh, please say be moved. Please, it's not gonna say be moved. I want this
We've
movie
seen-
to tell me I should be moved, though.
I want it to say, "We've seen into the future, and you will be moved."
I've seen the future, and it will be ... moved.
Moved.
That's pretty good. All right, let's go on to mini reviews from Patreon. Quick plug for Patreon, as always. I should have said this at the beginning in case anybody wanted to get one in. But a $5 tier lets you give us a review of your own, 2 to 3 sentences with a rating, and we'll read it at the end of each of these. And I can't wait to see all the vitriolic sarcasm for Madam Web. Austin, how many do you have on Discord? Any?
4.
Okay, I've got 5, so I'll start. Okay, I really have 4, because Chewbacca's Lover just says, didn't see it, don't plan to, but from what other people say, it sounds like a supervillain.
Ooh.
I love how he tried to guess at his rating for a film he's not seen. He's like, it's probably a supervillain, I've never seen it.
You may love this movie. You gotta give it a chance. Do you want me to go then? Or
Go
yeah,
ahead,
I guess
yeah.
Okay. From Connor Nielsen, he says, "Is Madam Web even 2 years old? Whatever. It's
Nope.
the worst. Rating Nemesis."
Thanks, Connor. Well, you know what? He talked to us for like 3 hours in the spoiler cast about this. So he
That's
doesn't
true. Yeah.
He doesn't give us any more of a review. Back Studios. I don't know where our spirits go when we die, but no matter what else, as long as hell is not an infinite loop of this movie for all eternity, we'll all be okay.
Serial When Pigs Fly. One of the all-time greats. This will go down in history as the definitive Spider-Man movie. Toxic was released in 2004 and somehow makes it into a scene set in 2003. Absolute cinema rating superhero.
I love that point. That he premieres a year after this movie is set.
Like I said, it's even weirder because it technically did come out on the album in 2003, but in November. But also the girls talk about it like, oh yeah, we all know this song. Let's all sing along, while the radio host is like, this song's definitely gonna pick up and like get played.
That's great. Slipmaker, haven't seen it, but the bizarrely sexual Dakota Johnson "See It Twice" ad gets a legend. I agree.
It's one of my favorite ads of all time.
Austin sent me that. I've never seen it. It's amazing.
I've quoted that every single time this week it's come up that we're doing this. It's my favorite thing ever involving this movie because it is like weirdly seductive ASMR and I don't know why.
In fact, I think you'll see it twice.
You're going to see it twice.
Well, see, it's because she's doing the weird voice that she does when she's in the wheelchair. Like she's decided that's what Madam Web ultimately is like.
A seductress? ASMR lady?
That's how she's coming off, but I think she thinks she's just being like wise? Question mark.
No, that's what she sounds like at the end of this movie.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's what she sounds like in that ad.
Yeah,
where
really?
she's doing what she does at the end of this movie.
It.
Yeah, that's what I'm suggesting.
Mm-hmm.
Is it your go or my go?
You just mentioned that ad once, so it's mine. The Captain Coon, he says, a character with less potential than Morbius, and even worse. Shout out to the lead for just not giving an F during the press tour.
Daniel
It's
Davis.
true.
Madam Web is a confounding misfire. It has all the problems of the other Sony Spider-Man spin-off films, but everything is a whole lot funnier. The dialogue feels like it was written by an alien.
It's true.
Its girl power message is half-baked. Yeah, we didn't talk much about that. It's right there. It's pretty obvious. The dubbing is horrendous, and I've never heard as many people talk about the ADR in a film than in this. We've all brought it up. If this movie comes up,
it's
that
his
comes
main
up.
Power.
Sorry, what?
It's his main power. The main thing I can tell you about the villain of this is his ADR, man.
He says, and Dakota Johnson is giving a performance where she literally looks like she's dying inside. My biggest question after seeing the film, though, is did it make you want to have a Pepsi? Nemesis, but in my heart, it's a hero. Can we do a slow clap for that review? I thought that was a spectacular review.
Well, like I said at the beginning of the show, like I've seen the movie where her mom, Melanie Griffith, got like partly scalped on set by a lion, and I guarantee Dakota Johnson had less fun being in this movie than her mom did getting partly scalped in that movie.
I didn't know that's who her mom was.
Yep. Yeah, her mom is Melanie Griffith, and then what is her dad's name? It's obviously someone Johnson. I can't think of what his first name is. He's in the Watchmen show. He's like the sheriff guy.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I got distracted by the fact that you mentioned that that's her mom, but that's one of the funniest things you've said in a while. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Do you have another one?
Yes, from Subject 879, aka John. Oh, thank you, Angel Castaneda. It's Don Johnson. So from John, he says, the press tour was the best part of this movie. Overall, it's pretty dull. Rating, Nemesis. And that's all, man.
Killer Moth Returns. The Sony Spider-Man universe is like some abstract cosmic joke that only fourth-dimensional beings could properly laugh at. I fell asleep, woke up, and fell asleep again. Villain. I will say that was to a lesser degree, kind of my experience in the theater. I did nod off in the first like 10 or 15 minutes, and then I was just like baffled by the rest of it. But that was not my experience this time.
That's magical.
It does get funnier every time you see it.
It is the type of movie that makes me believe in magic in a young girl's heart.
All right, let's go ahead, and I can only imagine where this is going. Let's go ahead and go to our ratings now. Jason, would you like to start?
Yeah, I'll start.
Do you remember our scale?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
So I'm giving this a legend.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Oh my god. You guys.
This is one of the most baffling movies of all time. Like, literally every single part of it is insane. It's terribly edited, and it's terribly written, and it's, the cinematography is insane. It's the same thing over and over again. But at the same time, it's very entertaining for that reason. And I cannot tell if that's on purpose or not. So I'm giving it a legend.
I feel like it's easier to get away with giving top marks on this show because the words can mean whatever you want them to.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We're like, 0 to 4, but then legend. No, it's a legend to me. Okay, Austin, how do you rate this one?
So, part of the thing with this movie is it's very hard to define.
Yeah.
You look at Spider-Man, you're like, okay, Spider-Man's a superhero. He is in superhero movies. Venom, Morbius, and Kraven are all villains. They're in villain movies. What is Madam Web? She is neither a hero nor a villain. She is, in fact, a legend. This is a legend film, which is why it gets a legend.
So I think Daniel Davis perfectly encapsulated my review and my feelings on this. The way I have, as consistently as I can be, always graded things on this show. I can't do the "it's funny enough to be a legend" thing. Like I've got to look at this much more on, like a level of like competent storytelling or not. So when he says Nemesis, but in my heart it's a hero, I kind of feel the same way, except in my heart it's like actually closer to supervillain or legend, just because there's nothing else like it. Like it's bizarre that it exists, and it's hilarious, and I probably will actually have more fun going back to it. I think it is funnier every time you see it. I still think that middle section really sags. But I don't know, like for storytelling and the analysis thing I do on the show, it's Nemesis. Like, I graded Howard the Duck pretty low too, but like, I have a lot of fun with that. And like, I think Power Rangers 95, I gave like a 1 or a 1.5, but like, I love that movie. So like, the ratings are not with me correlated to my own personal enjoyment of them, except for how that enjoyment connects to what is intended, what the people that made it thought they were making. Because I always come at it as like, what were you communicating that you did? Did you manage that, and was it worth doing in the first place? I don't know how to answer some of that with this. So anyway,
I think it's both.
I'm at the Nemesis place,
Nemesis and a legend.
But I had a lot of fun with. Yeah, exactly. You're in almost a review-proof place, but I don't want to go middle tier and say hero, because it's too extreme of a review to not give an extreme rating. That's how I feel about it. So I have to go
a movie.
I have to go to the top of the bottom. It's too extreme to not go extreme.
Yeah.
Mm. Absolutely.
But you know the number one thing we can learn from this movie?
Don't do dumb things.
To not do dumb things. Also, that if you take responsibility, you will gain power.
Right. Yeah, it's flipped. It's It's the other way.
That's what he thinks.
I don't think that's how that works.
I want to, you know what? I wish George Lucas still owned Star Wars so that he could special edition it to be, go ahead and try to strike me down, Darth. I have taken responsibility, and therefore I have more power than you can possibly imagine. It would instantly be a better movie.
Let's go ahead and go to our rankings now. And again, I'm ranking this based more on competent storytelling than anything. So I currently have it at 48, just above Spawn,
That's insane.
and just under Hancock. But I might pop it up a little. Well, actually, the more I'm looking at this, I kind of want it to go over Toxic Avenger. I kind of wanted to go over the. at
Oh,
least one of the
that hurts
Fantastic
my heart,
Fours.
but fair enough.
Yeah.
It should definitely. I mean, both it and Toxic Avenger should go over the Fantastic Fours.
And see, I don't feel that way about Toxic Avenger, but I don't have what you have with that.
No, but Toxic Avenger at least looks like a person made it.
Yeah, I guess. I'm not gonna argue with you about Toxic Avenger, Austin.
That's not even just about Toxic Avenger. I'm just talking about Tim Story's FF, which might be the most AI crafted film of all time.
Yeah. Which is amazing because it's, like 20 years before AI.
Tim Story is the original AI. He's patient zero.
Austin has Madam Web listed actually quite a bit lower than I was expecting.
What?
He's got it right under 89 and right above Dark Knight Returns. That is bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good spot. I thought about putting it over 89, and then I was like, it might go there because I only go back to 89 and Returns if I'm sick. And I feel like I might watch Madam Web more than that, but we'll see.
That's the standard. That's the standard he's grading by.
Exactly.
Robert, putting this above Spawn is high praise.
It's true.
Yeah, I did that because that movie is cobbled together in a less interesting and less baffling way than this.
Yeah, and I always liked that movie. Then going back to it for Rewind, I was like, this is just really dull.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, for me, it's all a matter of perspective of what other Spawn things I've looked at recently around it. Because when I was doing Spawn Year and I read all the convoluted, slow-paced nonsense before I got to it, it looks a lot better. He's like, oh, you streamlined it and you've gotten rid of all the riffraff. And it's still not that good, but it watches a lot better. And then I look at it more isolated years later, and I'm like, nah, this still kind of sucks.
And they sunk all of their money into the opening credits.
It depends on how genius you are at any given moment.
Right, because you have to be a genius to understand that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Apologies to people that haven't watched the Captain Logan show in a couple weeks. Okay, now we're going to spin a wheel to find out what we're doing for the next Rewind commentary. We're going to take a break from this show for a while. You got 2 this week, and then nothing for the next couple of weeks, because next week, Austin and I are starting our Bottom 50 show. So we'll still have a Rewind podcast, but it won't be a commentary. We're going to be counting down our 50 least favorite movies, and this movie will clearly not show up on Austin's list. And I don't know that I'll have the heart to do it now, honestly, at this point, but it's 50. So, I mean, like, we'll see what happens. But again,
There's a lot of bad ones.
That's not your 50 worst movies. It's your 50 least favorite. And this is, like, I don't think I can put Howard the Duck on that list. Like, this is, so I probably can't do it with this either, but I do have to come up with 50, so we'll see about that. I'm worried that list is going to just be kind of dull, and there's not going to be anything fun on it, Austin.
I want to at least come in with you guys for, like, the last 10 or something.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if I can do a 50. I might. I'm not sure.
I don't know if you've seen enough. Yes,
Enough bad ones. I've seen quite a bit of. Although I know it's at my top, and you guys are going to be, like, What?
But anyway, and then the week after that, I'm taking
no.
off the whole week, and so Austin and I will be back the week after that, so 3 weeks from now. And
Well, in that week is Simpsons, I think.
oh,
was the
that's
plan.
right.
And
That's
then
right.
we went after.
Thank you for reminding me about that. Yes, we're coming back for Simpsons season 5.
Yes.
And then the week after that, we'll be back with the commentary project. So hopefully a couple of these in December before Christmas, but at least one. And we'll find out what that one, if it's the only one, is going to be. Austin put 5 on the wheel. Jason and I together put 5 on the wheel. And I'm not even going to tell you guys what they all are. We're just going to spin them. We're just going to spin it.
I was going to ask if we're... Okay.
I mean, is it cool if we just spin it?
No, that's fine by me. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
here we go.
Do it, Cronkite.
Oh, crazy. So for years, I have said this counts, and always meant to do a scripted one on it, and that never happened. But we're going to do the Robert Downey Sherlock Holmes. That was on Austin's list. And
Oh, cool.
that's going to be weird because we just did Iron Man.
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, because they're not out like too far from each other. I think it's the next year.
That's true.
So how is that a superhero movie?
Watch it, and you won't dispute it.
Okay.
That's all I can say. Like,
just-
it's just
Put through the superhero lens.
it is
Yeah.
structured like a superhero movie. It's very action driven. It's Sherlock Holmes if he was a
Especially
superhero.
when you get to the second one.
And I've never
second
seen
one's
that,
even
and I've
more
like
than that.
I only saw that first movie, and I said this about it. Where I came out of that, and I was like, "Well, that is it." I almost said counts. Does that come out before I start doing this, or is that 2010?
That's 2009, so
Yeah.
it would have been earlier in the year, so it might be before.
That's before I start then, because I start in August of that year.
Yeah, and I feel like it was
I
probably
thought
like
it was,
May.
November
Yeah.
of that year.
Oh, it might be. I could be wrong.
Oh no,
It's
not
been a long time.
when that movie came out.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about that movie.
You have to watch it with me.
No, sorry. Yeah, no. Yeah.
I've only seen it once or twice, maybe, and I remember really enjoying it. I remember the only problem I had with it is I remember some action pacing problems.
I was like pretty obsessed with it when it came out. Like
Oh,
I
crazy.
really liked that movie. Yeah. No, I liked that movie a lot as a kid. Well, I would have been 12 when that came out. So, but then, yeah, like I remember going to see the second one and like that too, and then was always sad they didn't make a third one.
I'm interested to see if anybody fights us on it just as a choice for this program. But like, I don't know how you look at that and don't see it as a superhero film.
hmm No, it's very clearly looking at that stuff and going, how do you put Sherlock Holmes in that lens?
And it's one of those
To the
things
point, like I
where-
said, he's got like clairvoyant powers, kind of is how they like interpret him being smart.
we're back to that again.
Yep,
We've got a theme happening here.
it's true.
Well, folks, we really appreciate you watching. As always, we're going to read the names of all of our Rewind producers, being right at the end of the show here. And you can become a Patreon producer at the $10 tier by going to patreon.com/geekvolution. We've got a special Discord for this show, and you get to help us pick things for review. And we will, like I said, read your name right at the end of the show. And this time, we're gonna let Jason read the list down.
Oh, again? Oh,
Are you ready, sir?
Yeah.
Well, we go back and forth. You wanna go back and forth?
sure.
Okay. He's about to fall asleep over
Yeah.
here.
No, this always intimidates me because I can't pronounce anything.
Well, I'll help
Well,
you.
and not to make it worse, Jason, but I've seen into the future, and you guys are going to read it twice.
It's so good you're gonna see it twice.
Thanks to all of our patrons, and thanks to everybody supporting us, but especially Jesse Surtees,
Joe Gira,
Chewbacca's Lover,
Justin Hayes,
Victor,
Super Billy,
Elliot Slater,
Dr. Hello,
Goofster123,
Joe Turner,
Slip Maker,
Killer Moth returns,
Matthew Brody,
Abok Stark,
Kareem Roberts,
Damon Begay,
Adam March,
Serial When Pigs Fly,
Hot Soup,
Michael Martin,
Kate Blaze,
The Captain Coon,
Caleb, Oh wait, Caleb's at the $5 tier. Well, Caleb, you got your name read. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot for watching. Austin, do you have any final thoughts? And then can you see the future and have, say, better final thoughts?
Oh, just don't have dumb thoughts.
Seriously, don't do dumb things.
Seriously, don't have dumb thoughts.
Thanks for being here for your favorite super.
Drink up.
Yeah. Oh man.
Here, look. Here's the S that killed 80 Armin.
No,
Or no,
he got killed by a
here's the-
bee.
Sorry, no, you're right. You're right. Here's the P that kills 80 Armin. Here's the S that falls with Madam Web. Sorry, you're right.
Robert,
How could I get?
somebody
that
said something
wrong?
about me not seeing a Robert. Oh, Robert did a super chat and I missed it. Just a million years ago.
Oh, it's not even on my thing.
It was a $2 chat. It was quite a while back. He said Cap isn't maternal enough to appreciate this film.
No, you're just not a genius enough.
You have to be a
You
genius
have
to
to be a
understand
genius.
maternal. That's like a word that has more than one syllable.
Look, the nemesis I gave it can be interpreted as a legend. Okay, it's all in how you look at it.
You have to be a genius to understand that.
Did you enjoy your Pepsi?
I don't
I
think he's
haven't
opened it
opened
yet.
He still
I don't know how. How does this work?
I can't believe you committed to the bit. Why are you holding it like that, Dakota Johnson? That's not how you hold a pop can.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she's correct. This is like a lot more confusing than it looks.
Thank you guys for watching. This was a lot of fun. We appreciate you. We had a great crowd tonight. We will see you guys again next week with more fun stuff here on Geekvolution. And start working on your least favorite superhero list. We'll put out feelers. Austin, you and I haven't talked about that yet, but we got to get that started so that we can do the channel communal one too.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Got to get that going. All right, thanks again, everybody.
I think Candle
yeah.
maybe made one like a while ago, but I'll have to look through my messages again.
Oh, okay, cool. Once again, I was Captain Logan. This was Jason.
Yes.
And Austin the Day Ghost.
Good night, everybody.
Bye, folks.